I hate myself for saying this, but I'm going to say it, Mr. Kendall Jenner. That's what Mr. Booker is known for besides his basketball.
Well, there you go, yeah.
And I'm not too sure who Kendall Jenner is, but oh well. Anyway, so football. Chelsea upset Manchester City 1-0 in the Champions League final, which, as I've said before, is the final. It's the club European competition that takes place all year among the best clubs in Europe. 2 English clubs finished in the finals. Chelsea was the underdog. They beat Manchester City. Chelsea's owned by a Russian oligarch, and Manchester City's owned by Abu Dhabi. Next up for RSL, they're off because of the international break until June 18th. They play Vancouver. Last night, if you were insane enough to stay up and watch it, the U.S. men's team finally won a game. They won the CONCACAF finals through 3-2 versus Mexico.
Really?
Christian Pulisic, lately of Chelsea, who played for Chelsea, had a penalty in the 104th minute. It was 2-2 tie at the end of regulation time, so they played an extra 30. Mexico had a penalty saved at 120 plus 4 minutes in stoppage time, so 124 minutes into the match. They had a penalty. The U.S. saved it, or they would still be playing this morning. College football returns in September 2nd, with Utah playing Weber State. That's the beginning.
Oh, Bill, me and you can fight about that.
Oh, yeah. We could have a war. That'll be fun.
You can sit at home and wear your respective school T-shirts.
Yeah.
Have that on camera.
That's good. That's good.
I've got one for each of you. In gymnastics, Simone Biles, who she may be the greatest athlete that's out there right now.
Mm-hmm.
She won her 7th straight U.S. title. She's 24 years old. She's been winning titles for 7 years since she was 17 years old. She's on track.
Yeah, she is Spider-Woman.
Go
is
ahead.
what she is. She on her one of her outfits I saw. She has taken glitter and glue or something, or had it done professionally, I would hope, to the shape of a goat's face on her shoulder, because she's the greatest of all time.
Well, you know what? That's great. I mean, she owns it. That's really good.
Absolutely.
The thing is, she beat the person who finished second by 5 points, which in gymnastics is the equivalent of a football game that's like 70-0. So she's just amazing. She's on track to become the first woman in over 50 years, which must mean it was Nadia Comaneci or someone like that, to win back-to-back Olympic gold medals.
Mm-hmm.
I guess there is going to be an Olympics, so they say.
Mm-hmm.
In Major League Baseball, the American League East is Tampa Bay. The Central is the White Sox. The West is Oakland. In the National League East, the New York Mets are in first place by 3 games, and as promised, if they're still in first place next Monday, you will hear very important sports sing Meet the Mets. Central, Milwaukee is in first place, and in the West, that's the Milwaukee Brewers.
Mm-hmm.
In the West, the San Francisco Giants. In the National Football League, this is another one that makes me hate myself, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Okay.
Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Tom Brady, another one of Tom Brady's rookie cards. Now, in April, one of his rookie cards was sold for $2.25 million. On June 5th, one of his cards was sold for $3.1 million, a different card, June 5th. So there are people out there who are spending millions and millions of dollars on a guy from Michigan who's got problems, personal problems, to get his rookie card. But okay, that's not an indication of the sickness that we have in our society.
No.
That money should be donated to food banks and homeless people and things like that. $3 million for a football card. Let's go for it. In running, I would be remiss if I didn't say that Title IX ran 37 miles in 12 hours.
Wow.
A competition in Fairbanks, Alaska on Saturday. And as a footnote, was not eaten by a bear.
Good.
Finally, all that matters is that today 2 stood against many. as Conan's prayer says. So be seeing you. That was my prayer over the weekend, and it did rain in Taylorsville. So
There you go.
I have never prayed it to you before. And it worked. It got the streets wet.
Thanks,
So don't
Ed.
knock it.
This is a guy. He can do sports. He's a great attorney. He's a wonderful father and husband, and he takes the time to know the background of the people who sell him kebabs. I just think
Absolutely.
He's a good man. All right, Brad.
Thanks,
You're
Ed.
going to get flooded with phone calls about wonderful husband and good father. So there may be some dispute about those things, so I would not answer the phone for the next 15 minutes.
All right. Okay.
All right.
Thanks, Ed.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Have a nice day.
All right. Traffic, please, Gina.
We have a multiple vehicle crash northbound I-15 at US 6. This is in Spanish Fork. 2 right lanes are blocked, and traffic is quickly backing up in that area. Thank you, friends of the program, letting me know that all is well up in Park City near Kimball Junction. That crash has been cleared away. But someone else is saying several cars popped tires on I-15 between 8th and Pleasant Grove Freeway exit. Thank you for sending that in via text at 33986.
All right. We will take a break. We will be back. Round one of your boners and big boy news all coming up in the next hour. KXRK Provo.
So the other day, my husband makes a pronouncement. Dr. Jones, he says, our family is going to start a new bedtime ritual, and it involves golden milk.
You do this while you're clothed?
Yes.
Okay.
And I said, what is golden milk?
Now, I've heard of it. Then you brought it up yesterday, and so I looked it up, and I bought the ingredients for it yesterday.
Because it sounds delicious, doesn't it?
Golden milk is a traditional Indian drink that has its roots in Ayurveda, health practices, ancient healing, a blend of hot milk and ground turmeric. Now, this recipe that I have, shall I read it and see if it's similar to your husband's?
Yeah, let's see what yours.
So it goes on to talk about the benefits of golden milk. Turmeric is a known anti-inflammatory.
Which is a good thing to have before bed.
Yeah. So you take a cup and a half of light coconut milk. Canned is best, but carton works fine, that says. 1.5 cups of unsweetened plain almond milk. 1.5 teaspoons of ground turmeric. A 1/4 teaspoon of ground ginger, or fresh if you would care to do that. There's a way to do that. 1 whole cinnamon stick. 1 tablespoon of coconut oil, and a pinch of black pepper. Then sweeten it with anything pretty much you like. It suggests here coconut sugar, stevia, I guess stevia is like non-caloric.
Yeah.
Or maple syrup, which sounds kind of good to me.
We did honey with ours.
And then you just put it all together in a pan and heat it up and then drink it.
And a twist of black pepper, which sounds kind of weird.
No, that's what I read that.
Yeah, to finish it on
black
on the
pepper.
top.
Sounds
And
good.
It's so you've bought it. You haven't made it yet.
I bought all the ingredients. I was going to make some last night, but I didn't do it.
It was delicious. However, it has turmeric in it.
Yeah.
Which stains everything it touches.
Yellow.
And I said to Mohammed, you have to drink this at the counter. You can't carry it into the living room. You can't take it to your room.
Yeah.
Your golden milk has to be. And he said, well, I want to go sit by the fire. And I can see what, because, you want to sip a little hot drink by the. No, you have to sit.
And
so
did he?
He did.
Okay.
And managed to stay in things anyway.
And we all finished our golden milk, and we all liked it. There's something about it's the old thing of having a warm milk before bed. This is
says
just
here it's creamy, comforting, coconutty, and it has a ginger infused, slightly spicy and sweet flavor.
It's delicious. But I looked at all of our cups after.
Yes.
And they were all orange.
No, you need to use black cups.
And I said to the kids, if this becomes a nightly Jones family tradition. I'm going to have to supervise the drinking of it as well as the teeth brushing after it, because we're all going to end up with orange teeth if we're not careful.
Here's what you need to do is make sure you drink it. Use the same cups every time, so it doesn't matter if they're stained.
These are our turmeric golden milk.
These are the golden milk cups.
Yeah, golden milk cups.
Yeah,
I can't wait to try it. I think I'll make some Indian food tonight and then have it after dinner.
I think you'll love it. And
it sounds great.
I actually took mine and had it in the bathtub and sipped it.
I told you have to have it at the counter. You cannot take it to the bathtub, as nice as that may be.
Yeah.
No,
it was.
I don't understand why there's a double standard for parents and children, and there just shouldn't be. That's not fair.
There shouldn't be?
No.
I paid for all the things in the house. If I spill turmeric on them, I paid for it.
If my kids spill turmeric, it's been a long-standing rule. If you spill turmeric on something, you pay for it. You turmericed it, you bought it.
So that's on a day like today when it's kind of snowy and overcast, just think of ending your day with a nice cup of golden milk.
Just look up golden milk. You'll find any number of recipes.
I've just come to the conclusion that your husband is a hippie that showers regularly.
Yes. He is.
Are you sure about the showering
yes.
thing?
He is.
All right, 7:06 right now. We got round one of your boners, big boy news, all coming up in the next break.
On Saturday, Gina and I, along with a lot of people, went to a memorial for Charles Lynn Frost, Sister Dottie S. Dixon.
I wish I could have been there. I was unable to attend.
Yeah.
And it was really nice. So from 1 to 2, it was kind of just invited guests, and then from 2 to how long did it go? We left at 2, but it just,
I'm not sure.
It went on and on until like 4 or something like that. And as we got there, now we'll put up a picture. If you Radio from Hell TV is working now, I think so.
X96.com/live. Yes.
So you put up a picture. This is a picture I took of the. That's Charles. I guess that's Charles in that jar, and then a picture of him, and then you see the beautiful roses, and there were pride flags to the side of that, and.
But that was after we got up close to it. Now, when Bill and I first got there, there's a lot of people there actually, even for just the private service.
Mm-hmm.
And we looked across the room, and there's kind of a riser area. And Bill's like, "Do you think we should go over there and see him? It looks like there's a."
It looked like there was an open casket there.
And we were like, "I don't know if I want I don't love an open casket. And we waded through people to get up to the front. And what we found at the front was this picture that's up at x96.com/live is a picture of Charles and his urn. And what Bill thought was an open casket was a piano.
There was a piano
with the top up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So this was all done. I guess we talked to Charles. 3 of his kids were there, and his daughter said, "This is all being done exactly the way Dad wanted it. He laid this out. He said, this is how I want it to go." Mm-hmm. So you get Prosecco, his favorite brand of sparkling wine, mm-hmm. and people serving hors d'oeuvres, mm-hmm. and so
it was a party.
Mm-hmm. So we were drinking Prosecco, drinking wine, and then there were people wandering around offering you an hors d'oeuvre. And there were lots of people there. It was really, really pleasant to see them all.
It's nice to see. Yeah, it's actually lots of friends of the program that we mm-hmm. haven't seen throughout the pandemic, of course.
It just a great atmosphere. Now, I was looking at this picture of Charles mm-hmm. That's behind his urn there, and I was thinking this today. What's he doing there? What is he? Is he being whimsical?
It's showbiz.
Yeah.
It's the flourish.
It's showbiz. Yeah.
It's ta-da. Yeah.
Yeah. Or it could be, I love you all. Welcome.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Could be that too.
But I realize that as we were there, we really lost 2 people. We lost Charles Lynn Frost, and we lost Sister Dottie S. Dixon. And
people were referring to them and they.
Mm-hmm.
They're 2 separate entities. I mean, they're 2. Mm-hmm. And Bill, I can't remember who we were talking to, but you said they're very different people.
Well, and I think I like Charles better than I like Sister Dottie. Sister Dottie was
very different.
Yeah,
very different.
Very different. Charles was he was mainly a sweet guy. I mean, just a very loving, nice person who was concerned about people.
And I hope he knew that he helped people, because that's the ongoing theme I've heard mm-hmm. Since he passed away. People commenting on Facebook and things. Mm-hmm. He genuinely helped people. When Sister Dottie came on, it mm-hmm. was fun and funny. But there were people that were helped by the things that Sister Dottie said.
Geek Show's very own Lee George Cade had a wonderful little story about how Charles mentored him and his wife in starting their own little business that they were mm-hmm. going. So that was proof right there.
Yeah, and I think Charles was a much. Sister Dottie was kind of a scold, She's kind of a.
Yeah. See, I loved Sister Dottie because she was a scold, and because she was from my old stomping grounds. So,
mm-hmm. But his kids were. So his 2 sons told us this story individually. Aaron and Ryan.
So, actually, three boys and 1 girl. There were 4 kids there.
Oh, were there?
Joel, Aaron.
Oh, Joel
Ryan.
was there too. Yeah. So, but the two of the boys individually told us this story. They didn't know that each of. So they said, so years ago, you guys probably won't remember this, but I was on your show. And, oh yeah, this was Family Feud, and we were high school students from the drama club or something, and for some reason we were called the Fat Family, and I don't remember how that happened. But he said, so we're just these high school students, and the category that we had to answer questions about was famous porn stars.
They were high school kids. I think they
they
were called the Fat Family because they were the Fat Club for whatever reason.
Yeah. Anyway, they had a club called the Fat Club. And they said, porn star. We don't know anything. We didn't know anything about porn stars. We're high school kids, We didn't know anything.
Look, we never catered the questions to the people coming in. We just had these Family Feud questions.
I'd like to know how. I wish I could remember how we handled that.
Well, what they said was when they had to come up with, because if people don't know Family Feud, you'd say, name a famous porn star is probably what it said.
That was exactly it.
And they said the only one they could come up with, because Basic Instinct had just come out, and they thought that maybe Sharon Stone was a porn star. That was the only person they could come up with.
Yeah, so they didn't control the question, but I guess they sat there and listened to other people guessing porn stars. So that was really classy of us, I thought.
Well, whenever we prepared the questions, we didn't know who was coming in to play the game. It was we just prepared questions.
But they said it was great fun. They enjoyed that. So and they both remembered it so vividly, and
No, all his kids were great. It was nice.
Yeah.
We never met his daughter before. We met her, and Bill, I don't know if you picked up a program, but so lovely, picture of Charles, and then Dottie on the inside.
Oh, there we go.
But then on the back, I don't know if you can see. There's
a lot of writing.
It's Sister Dottie's brownie recipe.
Perfect.
So everybody that went got a copy of Sister Dottie's.
And there was a room where there were some trophies in this room. When Charles was a high school teacher, drama teacher, 2 times his classes won state drama awards for the best play. And those Babs DeLay went down to Spanish Fork and said, "Can I take these for a little while?" And they said, "Yeah." And so they were on display there. And Babs, I saw it yesterday. She got him an obituary in the New York Times.
Wow!
He
really?
would have been so proud. She
Very
said,
good.
I called them, and I mean, she had to pay for it. I don't know how much.
Yeah.
I'll bet it wasn't cheap.
Yeah, and it was just a little one.
But still, that's awesome.
Charles would have been so proud to be in
Exactly.
the New York Times.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
We miss you, Charles.
Thank you. Traffic, please, Gina.
A multi-vehicle crash northbound I-15 at US 6 junction in Spanish Fork. 2 right lanes are blocked. Traffic backing up in that area. Crash northbound I-15 westbound I-80 collector to SR 201 ramp. It is off to the right shoulder. And I think that's it. Friends of the program haven't sent anything in recently either, but if you do see something, you can always send it to us, and I will pass it along happily. 33986. Be prepared for your day. Watch 2 News this morning on KUTV2 from 4:30 to 7 a.m.
All right.
Boners coming up, round 1. Here are the candidates you'll be considering. Number 1, officer, I'd like a Minute Maid slushy and a crispy chicken sandwich. Boner candidate number 2, is there any way that this candidate won't win Boner of the Year?
Uh-oh.
And boner candidate number 3, a well-deserved heart attack.
All right, round 1 of your boners, big boy news, all coming up after these. Hoops Vision Correction, HOOPES Vision.com.
Father's Day.
Good idea.
Yeah, Father's Day special at Hoops Vision. Get your dad the gift of great sight.
That's a great idea for a Father's Day gift.
Get rid of his contact lenses or his glasses. Just say, "Dad, we're going to do this for you." And they've got a special. It's $1,400 off the LASIK procedure for Father's Day. So, so Carrie's done it. I've done it. No glasses, no contacts anymore. We got rid of them by going to Hoops Vision. Their dad's only LASIK special, available to awesome fathers. $1,400 off. That's amazing.
That is a good deal, and certainly more appreciated than the chocolate hammer or whatever it is.
Or the chocolate tie.
The chocolate tie.
So get him an appointment right away. Call 877-30-LASIK. That's 877-30-LASIK, 877-30-LASIK, or go to hoopsvision.com.
Hello, sailor boy.
Son, letter from your sea dog son.
My son Festus. And actually, this one isn't for me. As you can see here, x96.com/live, it is addressed to the FOPs. This comes to us from the Recruit Training Command in Great Lakes, Illinois. Dear FOPs, it says, I just received some of your letters, so I needed to extend a huge thank you. In boot camp, letters really are like Christmas presents after a long day of push-ups, cleaning the floor that's without a doubt already clean, and wearing camouflage that seems to serve no real purpose as everything around here is bright white. But as my mother has told you, the lack of knowledge on the outside world is frustrating to no end. So updates that you sent me really helped out. Peterbilt Brian, I was deeply concerned when I read about your truck stuck in the mud incident. I sincerely hope it's been unstuck. Abby, thank you to your husband for his service in the Air Force. You know, the Air Force doesn't have as many planes as the Navy. In your face, he says.
Wow.
But I am upset that you told me about Katy Perry's new baby without bothering to tell me the name. I will require a follow-up here. Paul, my boots won't shine either. No matter how hard I shine them, they just seem to get more dull. And having shiny boots is apparently a very big deal here. Thank you for taking the time to write me when there's way much better way to spend your time. Although, who are you kidding? You're just watching YouTube all day. Anyway, I graduate in 25 days, this says. This is how long it takes to get mail, because he's supposed to graduate on Thursday. Thank you for the updates. Take care of my sweet mother. And most importantly, remain seated. Signed, Festus. Also, thank you to Carter and Laura and Buddy. And I just got a text from his wife who said he needs your extra good thoughts today because it's his final PT test today. His final physical training test today, and if he's even off by 2 seconds, he's got to stay. He's got to stay an extra 3 weeks. Bill, he asked for positive thoughts.
He's going to be home. He'll be home. They're going to drum him out. They'll drum him out.
That is not positive thoughts.
It's my prediction. He will be home for Thanksgiving.
If he passes the physical test today, which is like running and
jumping,
yeah. And then, here's the exciting thing. Battle Stations is tomorrow. Ooh. Now, Battle Stations, it's a simulated ship, so it's not like out on the water, actually. But it's a ship that they, to your battle stations, and you have to go through what a regular day in the life of being on the ship would be. But it's like a video game. Because they throw stuff at you. There's a fire down in the hole.
Down below, they say. They just say down below.
But there'll be an actual fire.
They'll yell things like "Belay that!"
or there's a flood somewhere.
Is he ever going to have to? Does he have to climb the rigging?
And it's like 12 hours where they have to go through what it's like to be, and they throw every bad thing that can happen at it, man overboard or whatever, and they gotta.
So if we're ever in a simulated war, we'll win.
So think good thoughts for him for his physical test today, and battle stations tomorrow, and if all goes well, he graduates on Thursday. And
then he ships out.
And then he goes to medic school.
Fills his duffel bag and ships out to Guam.
So the flag that will be flying over the Utah State Capitol on Thursday is for him. Remember I told you that you can sponsor a flag, and then they take the flag down and send it to you. Now, I've already paid for it, so if he doesn't graduate this week... do I get a flag refund?
Why don't you just keep the flag?
For myself.
Yeah.
I can put it, I've got my flags back here. I could just put a big one right there. Mm-hmm. But we're very close. If he does all that and graduates on Thursday, he'll get his phone back so I can actually talk to him.
Well, when you speak to his wife, or if you speak to him, remind him that he needs to make arrangements so he can vote.
Yeah, I was going to ask him about that. I don't know what they do when you're at boot camp.
They don't allow you to vote when you're at boot camp.
You should be able to vote extra when
you lose. No, you lose all your rights when you're at boot camp.
You're saying you should get 2 votes. Okay.
Yes, you should get a vote and a half.
You should, but you can't. You can't vote. You can't. They won't allow you to drink, and you can't vote, and they won't let you drive a car.
But thanks again, friends of the program. I got a bunch of letters from you that I forwarded to him, and he really did appreciate it. It's his only connection to the outside world, and it meant a lot to him that you sent those in, so thank you.
All right. Now, this has been...
Hello, Sailor Boy!
Okay, 7:23. Let's get right to it. Round one of your boners. Here we go. 3 news stories. These are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior, and you will decide with your vote of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day. Winning here does not make it boner of the day because round 2 is coming up. Stand by for that at 8:20. We'll have 3 more candidates, and we'll do this again. We'll get another winner there. We'll take both winners, put them against each other. You'll decide boner of the day at 9:20 this morning. That's when boner fight happens. That's when it all goes down. So right now you need to pick your champion from this round 1 to send forward. Here we go. 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, then you will vote, and one of you lucky random boner voters will receive
General admission tickets to Fan X. X96 is proud to welcome Fan X Comic and Pop Culture Convention September 16th through the 18th. Tickets are 25% off until Father's Day at fanxsaltlake.com. Listen all week to Radio from Hell and Corey in middays to win tickets. Get an extra chance to win VIP tickets by going to x96.com.
Here's boner candidate number 1. Officer, I'd like a Minute Maid slushie and a crispy chicken sandwich.
Is that you?
Yeah, that's your order, isn't it?
That would be my order, certainly. An Army Lance Corporal who drove to McDonald's while 3 times over the alcohol limit was so drunk that she tried to order food from a police officer who was sent out to arrest her. Kaylee Marie Goodall was caught driving all over the road after boozing with friends in Richmond, North Yorkshire, and heading back to her camp in at the Gatterick Garrison. In a drunken haze, on May 15th, she decided to drive to McDonald's. Less than a mile from her base, the drive-thru was closed and cordoned off, but the corporal still pulled in. When police caught up with her, she attempted to order her food from the cops. Finally you're here. Boner candidate number 1. Officer, I like a Minute Maid slushie and a crispy chicken sandwich. Here's boner candidate number 2. Is there any way that this won't win boner of the year? After a lengthy high-speed chase, a suspect in Florida hurled his 2-month-old baby boy at a police officer who safely caught the child.
Jeez.
The chase occurred May 26th in Gifford, Florida. The suspect, identified as 32-year-old John Henry James III, is facing 2 felony counts of aggravated child abuse and other felony charges. You can't throw a baby at us and expect us to treat you with kid gloves, said Sheriff Eric Flowers following the incident. Police dashboard cameras and a helicopter camera recorded a fair amount of the 40-minute chase. Police said the suspect drove recklessly across town after refusing to pull over for a traffic stop due to failure to maintain the lane. In other words, he was weaving. Mm-hmm. After being boxed into an apartment complex parking lot, he got out of the car with the infant and hurled the baby at the officer before attempting to escape on foot. The officer caught the baby, who was taken to safety. I've seen some crazy stuff, but this is definitely up there, said one of the officers involved. Boner candidate number 2.
Wow.
Is there any way this won't win Boner of the Year?
Florida, I'm on my way, leave today, nevermore to roam.
And will you please point out this Florida man, not Festus.
No, not your son.
That's
Not
right.
your son.
We need to start.
That's right. Yeah, not your son. He is a Florida man, but not this one.
No.
Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3, a well-deserved heart attack.
All right. Boner candidate number 3 for round 1. Coming up after this big boy news and a pinuendo, brought to you by
Feldman's Deli wants to thank their customers for their generous support during these challenging times. They are open, offering dine-in, patio, and takeout service Tuesday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Come in for a nosh at Utah's only authentic Jewish deli. More information at feldmansdeli.com.
Well, I guess Ed didn't mention this because it isn't really sports, but One of the greatest fighters in history, of course, is Floyd Mayweather. Mm-hmm. And he fought YouTube personality Paul. Was it Jake Paul? Logan Paul.
Logan Paul.
Yeah. And they did have a boxing match.
It's an exhibition. It didn't mean anything.
Floyd Mayweather danced around Logan Paul for 8 rounds without inflicting any real damage on him. And then he went off to count his money. And I think people would tune into this. I think they were hoping that he would just hurt Logan Paul really bad.
That's what I was hoping would happen.
And
I'm wondering if they had an understanding. You're going to make a lot of money. I'm going to make a lot of money.
Maybe.
How about you not break my face while we're in it?
Okay. I just
so all of you who paid per viewed are suckers.
Yeah. Shaquille O'Neal is a man of many brands.
Yes,
I mean, you turn on the TV, he does all kinds of commercials.
He's selling everything.
Yeah, but one ad that you might have seen is him and Tony the Tiger for Kellogg's cereals, and they're talking about how much they love Frosted Flakes, and I think we have it here.
Yes, right here.
No way.
No, really, I think I could dunk on you.
Maybe, but I bet I love Kellogg's Frosted Flakes more than you.
You are funny.
It's the truth, Tony.
Come on, buddy, my picture's on the box. Tiebreaker. Who's got the deeper voice?
They're great. I win.
I win.
I win, Tony.
Oh, you're cute when you're wrong.
And I still love these more than you.
No way.
Same time tomorrow, Tony?
Yeah, see you then, buddy.
All right, love you.
The best part of that is the love you. But I have qualms.
Well,
that's not Tony the Tiger.
Yes, it is. It's the new Tony the Tiger. It's It's his son, Gina. It's
Thurl Ravenscroft is dead.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do about that.
He's the voice of Tony, originally, but no.
John Oliver, though, caught up with that commercial, and he said there just isn't enough good cereal stuff happening right now.
I agree.
But the one exemption is this commercial, and John Oliver said this commercial is excellent. I love this commercial, and we need more cereal commercials.
And I want to do one just like this with either Frankenberry or Boo Berry. I bet I love Frankenberry more than you. You couldn't possibly because I'm on the box. Oh.
They could do this with any number of celebrities and cereals. This could be an ongoing thing.
Yeah, Captain Crunch, and who would be a good one for Captain Crunch?
A celebrity?
Yeah, a good celebrity to be in a commercial.
Someone who likes the roof of their mouth destroyed after eating it.
Yeah. Britain has had one of the world's most successful COVID-19 responses in recent months. Unlike the European Union, the British government understood that quickly obtaining a vaccine does matter, and getting people dosed does matter, more than negotiating for the lowest price. Unlike the United States, Britain was willing to impose nationwide restrictions again late last year to reduce caseloads. British officials also chose to maximize first vaccine shots and delay second-round shots, recognizing that the strategy could more quickly reduce the COVID vaccine or the COVID case. Thanks to those moves, COVID has retreated more quickly in Britain than in almost any other country. Fewer than 10 Britons per day have been dying in recent weeks, down from 1,200 a day in late January. Britain's death rate last month was less than 1/10 of the U.S. rate, because they line up and they do what's asked of them.
Yeah.
And they say you've got to take this vaccine, and you can. I guess you can point this out to pig-headed Americans till you're blue, and they're still not going to take the vaccine.
No, they understand. They want to go back to their pubs.
Yes.
They want to go back to their
I want to go
games.
back to the pub.
They want to go back. If I want them to go back to the pub, I guess this is what we have to do. They get that.
The increase is a reminder that progress against the pandemic, even extreme progress, does not equal ultimate victory over the pandemic, over the virus. Britain's experience also suggests that cases may soon rise in the United States. What we're seeing in the UK is very likely to show up in Western countries soon. In other words, what they're saying is, even though we pulled it back, it's starting to creep up again, and you have to be vigilant. You have to keep, and the vaccine is the way to do it.
And if I may make an appeal to people that haven't gotten it yet, and you're on the fence about it, there is going to come a time when something that you want to do requires a vaccine, whether that's travel to a certain country or attending a certain event. And by the time you find that out, it's going to be too late to get your vaccine because you have to get it and then wait 10 days and all of that kind of stuff. And you're going to be mad at yourself that you didn't do it ahead of time and get it done. You're going to have a trip plan and go, oh, no, I leave on Monday. Well, that's not enough time to get vaccinated. I guess you're not going.
But what about the magnetics? What about the magnets that are in the vaccine?
There's no magnets.
Well, but there are little tracking devices.
Tracking devices.
Utah experienced another post-holiday bump of COVID cases this week as they rose because of Memorial Day celebrations. On Sunday, the Utah Department of Health reported 223 cases, which is 47 more than May 30th, but there were no deaths, no recent deaths. There's a wildfire down in the Dixie National Forest. Yes, it is called the Dixie National Forest. It was apparently not man-caused fire. The Mammoth Fire, burning near Mammoth Creek, started Saturday at around noon, estimated at 400 acres on Saturday. By Sunday, it had grown to 566 acres, no containment as of Sunday. There are some homes in the area that have been threatened. 150 people have been evacuated. Earthquakes, lots of them. More than 600 earthquakes have shaken the California-Mexico border since Saturday.
It's a swarm.
The largest registering about 5.3 on the Richter scale. But 600, just, man, that'd be unnerving, wouldn't it?
Earthquake warning has been issued. It's going to be 9.0 or greater magnitude. It may destroy lots of houses.
Kamala Harris is on a trip. It was kind of scary though, because her plane took off and then they were forced to turn around and come back to base because of some technical problem with the plane. She was on her way to Guatemala for her first international trip, but they had to go back to the base and switch planes. Then she arrived, of course, in Guatemala safely. They're going to be talking about immigration issues.
Please, Bill, Guatemala.
Guatemala. Let's see. One of our favorite cities in Europe is having a horrible time. Well, not really Europe. It's the Netherlands. Amsterdam.
Oh, yes.
Amsterdam is falling apart.
What's the matter?
For what?
Well, they have they're lower than sea level there.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And
I keep forgetting that too.
Yeah, they have dikes and very, very sophisticated systems to keep the water at bay. But it's getting bad. There's been a lot of rain in Amsterdam. The canals are starting. The walls of the canals are collapsing. Sinkholes are appearing in small streets, and nearly half of the 1,700 bridges that go across the canals are rickety and need repair. The fundamental problem is the state of the walls. About 125 miles of walls that are so dilapidated they're in danger of collapsing into the canals. They say you can't move anywhere without seeing construction or equipment trying to repair the damage, and people are not happy in Amsterdam these days. It's sinking, and that it's very, very serious. And then finally this.
Okay.
Gina.
Yes?
7 in 10 people
yes
say that they can't sleep if they know that there's a bug loose somewhere in the house.
Absolutely. Well, how often do you see a spider and you turn around to get a tissue, and by the time you come back, he's gone?
What do you get a tissue?
That's
They
the
have
worst
runny
thing.
noses? What do you...
To squish him.
Oh, you
Squish 'em.
squish them. Cockroaches.
If
most
bugs
hate-
are in my house, then you're fair game. I don't kill you in your house. You
Most
don't kill
hated
me in
bugs
mine.
are cockroaches, followed by spiders. Then ants, then mosquitoes, then termites. I got all of them. That's
termites.
yeah, sure. But 7 in 10
I could
Americans
sleep.
say they can't sleep if they know there's a bug loose.
I could sleep if there was an ant. I'm not going to lose sleep over an ant.
I have news for you. There's always a bug loose in your house.
Don't.
Always.
Oh, the fly is almost the worst though, because if you're trying to go to sleep and there's a fly in your room, and you hear it buzzing around, and then you turn on the light to try to catch it and you can't find it, and then you turn the light off and you hear it buzzing around again. I hate that.
What's that fly doing in my room?
The backstroke,
Trying to get a little shut eye.
not the backstroke.
No, that's in your soup.
In your soup.
Yeah.
Waiter, what's this fly doing in my soup? Appears to be the backstroke.
All right.
That's it.
Sport weather traffic. Yeah.
Okay, so it's summer. It's hot. 92 today, 90 on Tuesday. We get a slight chance maybe Wednesday night into Thursday that it might cool things off a bit. Actually down into the 70s. Wouldn't that be nice? Then we'll be back up in the 80s and 90s for the weekend. But sunny and no chance of rain, it looks like, for the next 7 days at least. So please don't water your lawn so much. Back off. Back off. Why don't you? I'm trying so hard with my dishwasher. Like, I don't start it until it is crammed full of stuff. I try to use every space in there and run it less than we usually do. So just take little steps like that, if you could, please, to save water. Traffic, we've got that multi-vehicle crash northbound I-15 in Spanish Fork affecting 2 right lanes there. That was reported about 45 minutes ago, so I'm hopeful that one has cleared up a bit. And that's the only accident UDOT is telling me about. What are you telling us about? You can text it to us, 33986, if you see something, and I will pass it along. This summer, downtown Salt Lake's Main Street will be closed to cars and open to pedestrians Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Restaurants, bars, and shops will extend their service onto the sidewalks with music and art each night. Learn more at downtownslc.org/open-streets.
All right.
Here's boner candidate number 3. A well-deserved heart attack. Stripper and OnlyFans star Brittany Portillo. You know Brittany Portillo.
I don't.
So OnlyFans. Well, she's 20 years old. Suffered a heart attack after attempting the dry scooping TikTok challenge with undiluted pre-workout energy powder. So the challenge is you take a scoop of a protein powder or one of those kinds of things and try and eat it without any water.
It's a play on the cinnamon challenge. Right?
Yeah. In fact, the death-defying trend that prompts participants to ingest a mound of undiluted supplemental energy powder caused this woman, Brittany Portillo, to suffer a heart attack. I never thought something like
But
this
how
would
many
ever
views
happen
did she
to
get?
me.
That's what's important.
Well, she said, I didn't expect this to happen to me because I'm so young. She was in the middle of having the heart attack in April. First responders didn't think she was in cardiac arrest. The cops and the EMT were like, oh, it's just anxiety. You're having just anxiety. But no, she's having a heart attack, and it's attributed directly to this eating this dry energy powder, energy stuff. And I think it's a well-deserved heart attack.
Yes.
Number 3.
All right, let's review the first 2 and vote.
Boner candidate number 1. Officer, I like a Minute Maid slushie and a crispy chicken sandwich. A woman so drunk she tried to order her McDonald's from a police officer who was arresting her. Boner candidate number 2. Is there any way this won't win Boner of the Year? A Florida police officer caught a 2-month-old baby that a suspect threw at him in a high-speed chase. And boner candidate number 3, a well-deserved heart attack.
All right, here we go. This is round 1 of your boner voting. You've got to decide of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one should go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day. Winning here does not make it boner of the day, because round 2 comes up at 8:20. We do this again. We get another winner there. We take the winner of each round, put them against each other. You'll decide boner of the day at 9:20 this morning. That's when boner fight happens. So right now you got to pick one of these 3 to send forward to Boner Dome. 1, 2, or 3. Remember your candidate number, the one that you think should win. Put that single digit in the message of a text, and then text that to 33986. All right, that's one way to vote. Another way is to call the producer's booth, 877-602-9696. Use your voice to vote. Or go online, x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner Voting June 7, 2021, and vote there. You have only until the end of these messages to do it, so let's go. This is round 1.
Now, I got a DM'd by Chainsaw Guy, because he's right outside. You might be able to hear chainsaws and beeping and worker guys outside my house chopping up trees, and he said I'm right at. He said, "Can I come in for a drink? I'm thirsty. Don't worry, I'll wear my mask, and if you guys don't mind if I bring him in for a minute." Just he wanted to say hi.
Well,
okay.
Is it safe? I mean,
well, can I see him? Where is he?
All right.
Go to x96.com/live. You can
I can't see him. Where is he?
He's right there.
What? Oh, there he is. He's apparently at Carrie's.
How can you tell with the split screen technology?
I'm not. Wait a minute.
He's in my house. That's Chainsaw
Is that your
Guy
house?
At my house. Yeah, sure.
Sure, as far as you know.
Okay.
Hi, Chainsaw Guy.
There. I'll bet he's been really busy, haven't you, Chainsaw Guy?
Yes, I have.
Wait a minute.
There you go.
That's right. I've been really, really busy. You know, people have been calling me all the time about, they say, "Hey, Chainsaw Guy, a bunch of trees came down in the big windstorm. What should I do?" And I say, "Well, you just get a chainsaw." You know?
Well, it seems pretty easy, doesn't it?
What I did, I just got a chainsaw, yeah?
You know what I do? I call somebody who owns a chainsaw. I call a friend who has a chainsaw and have them come over and do it for me.
That's right. And don't call me, though. I'm too busy. I'm as busy as a one-armed paper hanger. As a one-legged tap dancer. I don't know.
Do you have your chainsaw handy there, Chainsaw Guy?
I don't know. Do I? I'm not sure if I do or not.
Because I have a question for you.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's... Okay, so if you ask your question, maybe I'll fire up my chainsaw.
Okay.
What's your question, Gina?
Well, Chainsaw Guy, I have this really big tree that fell down in the windstorm yesterday, and it's blocking the road in front of my house, and I can't get out to get the mail. Chainsaw Guy, what should I do?
Well, that's pretty simple. All you do is you do it first, and you take your away. And then you take a higher cloud, and then you wear the fabric. And then you have to breathe, and you turn around with the water, and then you take it down. And then, if you can't get in, and then you go up there, and you go back out there, and you go, and then you turn it around, and then everything is all right.
Oh, thank you, Chainsaw Guy. That's very helpful.
Don't forget the part about taking off your clothes.
Chainsaw Guy, I'm just curious because, I don't think it's safe that you be in the house, a stranger's house, because your mask has holes in it.
I'm not contagious, honest. Honest.
You're dangerous in other ways, aren't you?
That's just sawdust. That's all that is.
That's just sawdust. Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Chainsaw Guy. Thank you very much.
Oh, it's here.
You better get back to work, I think, Chainsaw Guy.
Is he gone?
Yes, he just left.
Okay, good.
Yay, thank you.
God, the things we do for you, Gina.
I don't know what.
That was elaborate.
It was.
Don't forget the part about taking off your clothes.
It's very important.
Yeah.
To getting the trees cleaned up.
Mm-hmm. Well.
No, it's not Halloween already. That just
No,
depresses me.
No, there's not going to be any trick-or-treating this year, is there?
No.
I'm not going to participate in any. No. I usually have candy and comic books for the kids, but no, I don't want you coming to my house. I'm sorry. This is not happening. And Los Angeles, it's funny because Los Angeles initially announced no trick-or-treating. Mm-hmm. And then they had to walk that back because they realized
because
that
why?
I don't know. I think they caught a lot of flack for it, and they said now we're saying it's discouraged. Trick-or-treating is discouraged.
Yeah, because see, Gina, before they were saying we're going to station snipers around the city and shoot people who are trick-or-treating, but now they had to walk that back. They had to walk that back a little.
$750. Let's award round one of your boners.
All right, and I haven't seen the totals yet, Katie, so I don't know.
Coming in.
Round one of the boner voting brought to you in part by a chicken Caesar salad.
And are you searching for Pokemon? Locally owned Hastra Games has the best selection of Pokemon, Dungeons and Dragons, Magic, and more. Shop online at HastraGames.com or visit the store. 6831 South State. Curbside service is available.
Boner candidate number one was the officer. I'd like a Minute Maid slushy and a crispy chicken sandwich. A woman so drunk she tried to order McDonald's from the police officer who was arresting her at a McDonald's. Boner candidate number two, is there any way this won't win Boner of the Year? A police officer, there is a high-speed chase. The guy gets boxed in, gets out of his car, and he's got a baby, 2-month-old baby in his arms, and he throws it at the cops in an attempt to escape. The cop caught the baby safely, no injuries, fortunately, but geez, what a scumbag. And Boner candidate number three, a well-deserved heart attack for a YouTube star, a TikToker, a whatever she is, trying one of those challenges. It was the TikTok dry scoop challenge. She scooped up a bunch of, who cares? Stupid people, man. But 12 people cared. 12 people
Really?
Voted for that one. Yeah.
More than throwing the baby? They cared about that one?
Well, apparently they did. 12 people cared more about that one. 8 people cared more about the drunk ordering McDonald's from. But the winner, of course, number 2, the throwing the baby. That's just.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right.
How
There's
that's going to.
There's your winner of round one. It goes forward to Boner Fight. Might be Boner of the Day. Round two at 8:20. We'll do this again. Get another winner there with 3 more candidates. Take both winners, put them against each other. Boner Fight happens at 9:20 this morning. That's when you'll decide Boner of the Day. All right. Is there a sponsor for this, Gina, or do we just go right in?
No, just dive right in.
I'm not crazy.
The Healing Group. Let's say the Healing Group is sponsored.
It's Braxton Dutson and he's with the Healing Buddies.
The healing group.
The healing.
I
the
just
healing
said
group.
it.
Yeah, I know. I kid. And Braxton, I see you wanted to talk about self-esteem and the importance of self-esteem today. Now, is it important? I assume it's important, even for somebody as full of himself as me, to have self-esteem. I know I'm important, but so I should have self-esteem, even though I know I'm important.
Yes, self-esteem is important, even if you know you're important. It's one of those that we start getting into the inflation a little bit later. That's a topic for another day.
Well, let's talk about how I know that a lot of people do suffer from, extreme anxiety. Oh, I'm not good enough. I can't. How do you get out of that? How do you build your self-esteem?
So in building self-esteem, especially, it's really important nowadays because you can really get challenged in a lot of things. People are putting out their opinions in many different ways, and it's great to be able to stand your own. Mm-hmm. So some of the ways that are best to be able to help challenge this is by challenging negative thoughts and feedbacks when they come in. So say your boss is like, all right, you guys need to do this differently. I didn't like how you gave this report, or, we just need to see you put a little bit more effort in this area. Mm-hmm. They may also be giving you positive feedback, but your brain is focusing solely on, I didn't do it right the first time. I'm not doing this. It's important to be able to challenge that. So saying, where did this come from? Is this thought 100% true? Am I only looking at the negative aspects of the situation? That's one way that you can start into that, is challenging those negative thoughts, because we typically hang on to them easier than the positive ones.
What kind of a business is it, Braxton, where a boss offers positive feedback? I'm not aware.
Hopefully a healthy one.
I'm not aware of any that do. But so you try to say, take something positive even though you feel negative.
Yes. Take something positive even though you may be sitting on something that is more negative, or it feels like it's more negative. Another part that leads into that is also accepting positive feedback. It can be really uncomfortable when someone says, hey, I really liked what you did, or that was a really great presentation, or great work on this. Our first inclination is typically to go, it was nothing, or don't worry about it. Yeah, shucks. Don't give me that attention. It's great to be able to say, hey, thank you. I appreciate that. If you have a hard time with it, start with thank you. I appreciate it.
And anytime somebody praises me and says, you did a great job, I look at them and say, I know.
Yeah, Bill, as we've established, your self-esteem is just fine.
Well,
I just doing a great job.
I just want to make sure I keep it shored up.
Absolutely.
Are people suffering from this, lack of self-esteem more today, do you think?
I would say that there's a lot that is going on, especially as the world has changed so much within the past year, that as we are getting into new conversations, the self-esteem is an important part here. You may believe a certain way or think a certain way, and it doesn't mean, again, you don't have to get high up and want to say, like, everyone now needs to think the way I do. But if someone disagrees with you, it is okay for you to say, I'm good with myself. I am a productive person, and I have a thought, and this thought is important to me. Those things are great to be able to say. And that's kind of a way that you can use affirmations as well. Instead of just saying something like, I'm a very successful person, or I'm right all the time, Bill.
Well, as Al Franken used to say, is what Stuart Smalley, I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and gosh darn it, people like me.
Gosh darn it, people like me. And if you don't believe those, it's great to be able to step it down a notch and say something like, I'm working to be, the person I want to be. Those are positive things, too. If you're like, I'm good enough and smart enough, and you're like, actually, I don't believe that at all, it's actually going to be more detrimental than if you were to just be honest with yourself. I'm working my way into that.
But if you're an anti-vaxxer, don't do any of that. Because you're not good enough and smart. You're not good and smart. Yeah, you're not smart enough. Braxton, it's always a pleasure to talk to you from the Healing Group. People can contact you. How do they do that?
If they want to get in contact with me, you can email Braxton at thehealinggroup.com, or you can always check us out online at thehealinggroup.com.
Okay. Right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yep. We'll see ya.
You're the one that's crazy. You're driving me crazy.
Traffic, Gina, please.
Well, it's not driving you crazy out on the roads, is it? Because things seem to be moving very well. UDOT not reporting anything. I have to go all the way to Washington County to find a vehicle on fire. That's the only thing that UDOT has up right now. Now, looking at the cameras, looks like there's a little slowage coming into Murray, but northbound I-15, but I don't have a report of an accident or anything, so maybe that's just some morning slowage. If you see something you want to report, you'll feel very important. Your self-esteem will be great when you've contributed to the commute of other friends of the program. You can text that to us at 33986.
All right, we will take a break. We'll be back. Bill Frost will be calling in to tell us what's on TV this week. We're in right after these. Stand by. KXRK Provo.
It is the 23rd century. Humans have left the lowly confines of planet Earth and have sought their destiny among the stars. While many things have changed, one constant remains: the need for young men to venture forth and do the work of the Lord. This is the tale of two such men who at the age of 19 have answered the call of their general authorities and are embarking on a 2-year mission to spread the gospel throughout the galaxy. This is the story of Space Elders! In this episode, we find our elders rendezvousing with Zone Leader Hansen on some distant planet in the BFE sector. Hey, Butch, what you got there?
Oh, it's a care package from my folks. You know, my mom means well, but she just doesn't understand the physics involved in sending stuff from home.
Well, what you mean?
Well, the cookies she sent are fine. They're hard as a rock, just the way I remember them. It's the lime jello with shredded carrots in it that causes problems. You know, even in Tupperware, this stuff goes bad after a week in hyperspace. Missionaries who have eaten this stuff have been known to develop a form of space madness.
Wow. Oh, look, here comes Zone Leader Hansen right now.
I have discovered the most incredible object. It allows us to view any period in the history of any planet. We can research early church history. This discovery will allow me to get reassigned back to Earth and leave you two losers far behind.
Right. Glad to hear it. What's that have to do with us?
Since you weren't having much luck in the field, I figured that you wouldn't mind watching my discovery while I go back to Starbase 182 and file my report. Hey, are you eating while I'm talking to you? Give me that.
Sorry.
Say, green jello with carrot shavings. I haven't had this since I left home.
But sir, I think you ought to know that...
Quietly, Hi, he's eating.
Shut up, the both of you, right now. This jello tastes funny.
He's gone mad. He's got space madness. We better go after him.
Okay. Hey, what's that thing right there?
You mean that natural arch that seems to be showing the History Channel?
Yeah, that thing. What is it?
I believe that who is it would be a more appropriate question.
Is that you that said that, Butch?
No. It must have been the natural arch over there. Okay, I'll play. Who are you, and what have you done with Zone Leader Hansen?
I am the guardian of forever. Hansen has entered through me into your world's past.
Entered through you?
Well, I guess we can get back to tracking now, huh, Lehigh?
No, we most certainly can't.
Huh?
We need to get Zone Leader Hansen back and cure his jello-induced space madness.
Come on now, Lehigh. He was a little weird before my mom's jello. Are we sure he's sick?
Where in our world's history is Hansen now, Guardian?
He was asking questions about Mormon history and about lime jello in particular. He entered as I was showing him the Relief Society meeting where sisters first began to experiment with lime jello.
Well, if he disturbs that meeting, the timeline of church history could be permanently changed. Let's go, Butch. Whoa! Will Zone Leader Hansen change church history? Can Butch and Lehigh get him to go before he does? Will the Relief Society let Hansen anywhere near their test kitchen? Tune in next time to hear Relief Society President Mulestein say,
I'm
at a loss, sisters. We've tried shredded beets, cauliflower, radishes, eggplant, zucchini, and rutabaga. Nothing seems to go with this new lime jello stuff.
Excuse me, sister. I think we can help. I don't think we should go against the prime directive, Bush.
How did you get in here? One wrong move and you'll see the business end of my skillet. Just like the last kid who wandered in here and tried to tell us how to conduct our business.
Other kid? Oh, hey, it's Zone Leader Hanson. She's knocked him out cold. Nice going, ma'am. Wish I'd have been here to see it. Tell you what, we'll get him out of your way and you can go back to doing what you were doing. Oh, yeah, and you might want to try shredded carrots.
I warned you about meddling.
She's got a skillet. Run for it. Run. On the next liposuctioning episode of Space Elders.
Okay, it is 8:05. And is this a sponsored feature, Gina?
Yes, don't settle for lame TV and slow internet. Let CableTV.com guide you to the best cable, satellite streaming, and internet services near you. Visit CableTV.com today.
Okay.
Well, here he is, Bill Frost. He is a TV watcher, and he's a TV critic. And you can read his criticisms monthly, his columns monthly in Slug magazine, and you can also find his comments and his podcast at billfrost.tv, the podcast being, what is it called, TV Tan. And yeah, and he likes TV, and he knows a lot about it, and he's going to tell us what to watch. I have to thank you, Bill, for recommending Mr. In Between.
Oh, yeah.
Man, what a good show. It's on Hulu. It's from Australia, and it's just great. I love it. So thanks for that.
Yeah, it's an FX series. The lead guy in that, he's not even really an actor. He's a writer who created that show and just said, well, I guess I'm going to have to star in it.
And he's got kind of strange-looking guy, and he's good at that character, I tell you. But, man, just great. Anyway.
Yeah, the big show, of course, debuting this week, Loki on Disney Plus. A 6-episode run of, I'm getting kind of a Quantum Leap vibe from this, time travel and Loki.
Yeah. Is he making mischief?
He is, yeah. He's the god of that, so of course he's making mischief. He's working with the TVA, I believe that's the Time Variance Agency.
Mm-hmm.
And
Authority.
His handler is Owen Wilson with a sweet mustache.
Bad choice, Owen. Bad.
And so this will be premiering new episodes on Wednesdays. Only 6 episodes, but there's so much buzz about this, and it's getting such good advanced reviews. I'm betting there will be another season of this. It seems like something that could go on for a while.
It's Tom Hiddleston, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
And usually, I used to think when I first heard about the Loki series, I go, I don't know. It seems like a lot of Loki, but I'm thinking it's going to work.
I like a lot of Loki.
He's easily one of the most popular villains in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He's absolutely.
And on Thursday, the series Hacks wraps its first season. All 10 episodes will be available on HBO Max. I'd recommend checking it out. Gene Smart is a damn national treasure.
Yes,
I love it so much.
It's a great show.
And in other good news on Thursday, Keeping Up with the Kardashians series finale.
Our long national nightmare is over.
Yeah, of course, I celebrated too soon when American Idol got canceled a few years ago. Then it just came back, so I'm cautiously optimistic here.
Yeah.
And this series premiered a couple of years ago on the Pop Network, so of course no one saw it. It's called Flack, starring Anna Paquin. She's a publicist she's a fixer for her celebrity clients in London, and she's sort of a Ray Donovan, but she doesn't really kill a lot of people. Some people die. It's a very dark comedy.
Okay.
Very dark comedy, and it's worth checking out. It is now on Amazon Prime Video. Season 2 will be dropping on Friday, and the first season is there as well.
So they continue. They have continued to make them.
Yes, they rescued it from the Pop Network, which is I can't think of anything on the Pop Network anymore now that Schitt's Creek is over.
Yeah.
And also Season 2 premiere on Hulu of Love, Victor, a very popular teen dramedy about a young gay junior in high school who's just recently come out, and now he's navigating all that drama.
Okay.
And the new series from last year, Betty, on HBO and HBO Max. It's about a group of female skateboarders in New York City and how they're trying to fit into a male-dominated scene. It's a pretty interesting show.
Okay.
It's one of those HBO New York set shows. There's like they got a couple of these that kind of fly under the radar, but they're really interesting shows.
Okay.
And on Sunday, this is one really looking forward to. Netflix canceled this show, Tuca and Birdie, voiced by Tiffany Haddish and Ali Wong. It's a story about a couple of bird friends. It's got kind of a BoJack Horseman vibe to it, where you have talking animals. And this is way less dark. This has been revived by Adult Swim, and it'll premiere on Sunday.
A couple of bird friends, huh?
A couple of bird friends. It's a lot. It's a crazy show. I mean, the animation is just Tuca and Bertie.
Okay.
And also Stephen Yuen is also in this from Invincible and The Walking Dead. He's also a voice in here.
Oh, okay.
Glenn.
Yeah, Glenn. Yeah. And that's the new stuff for this week. And my latest content shifter column for Slug Mag, you can also find it at BillFrost.tv. 9 shows from earlier this year that premiered that have short seasons and nothing more than 10 episodes apiece. You can catch up on and not waste a lot of time on it.
Would you now, are these new shows or old?
These are new shows that premiered earlier this year.
Okay.
But they'll have very short runs. Like Resident Alien is one, 10 episodes in all. Or Mr. Mayor, which only had like about 6 or 7 episodes, I think. Very short for a network thing. Ted Danson, really funny.
Yeah, it was good.
And, And, of course, the show I Won't Shut Up About, The Nevers, on HBO.
I guess I ought to get into that. I'm late to the party on Difficult People. I finally got around to that one. And that's just, there's no one to root for in this show. But it's hilarious.
They're all terrible people. Billy Eichner, yeah.
Yeah, very funny. But the thing that happened to me this weekend, it's Sweet Tooth on Netflix.
Oh, I hear that's very good.
It's so good. It's just, I can't describe it to you. I just remember Jeff Weiss being such a fan of this comic, and he's pushing it to us all the time, and we kept saying, no, Jeff, it's a kid with deer horns. We don't care.
You don't understand.
And now I regret
it. Was great. I heard some critic over the weekend talking about it, saying
it's
it was
really
great.
good.
And it's not animated, right?
No, it's live action.
It's live action.
Mm-hmm. Very, very good, though. So check that out. Just
Okay.
trust us on this one.
That and Mr. In Between, check it out on Hulu.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good. It's really, really, really good.
All right.
All
Thank
right,
you.
Bill Frost, thanks a lot, and we'll talk to you next week.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.
All right, traffic, please.
Well, apparently our one listener in Washington County said, "Hey, I want traffic reports for Washington County. Don't act like that's not a thing."
Well, you know.
So here you go. Vehicle on fire, northbound I-15, milepost 15. That's 2 miles northeast of Washington. It's off to the left shoulder there, friend of the program. Yeah, I take requests. I take traffic requests. Just have to text it into us, 33986. We also have a crash, Highway 89, milepost, 400. This is up to Fruit Heights in Davis County. And, yeah, if you see anything and it's safe for you to text, please let us know, and I will happily pass it along, 33986. Everyone should know Strong is the place to go. Unlock stronger pricing at strongvw.com.
All right.
Here we go. We're going to go round 2 of your boners, and the candidates are, number 1, she wasn't quite as drunk as he was. Number 2, this is what you call irony, right? And number 3, these people are complete asshats.
All right. Round 2 of your boners, big boy news, all coming up after these. Stand by. X96. X96.com/live is where you can see us broadcasting live from our homes. Proof of life right there.
I just realized it's where you can see me grimacing.
Yeah.
Why so grimacing, Bill?
Yeah, for 19 weeks, yeah.
Well, really, just today, just the last half hour or so, I never get headaches. I don't ever get a headache. It's something that never has been a problem with me. And I've got a headache. I don't.
Is it this big? Does it have Excedrin written all over it?
It's not huge, but because I never get a headache, it's like just almost unbearable. And yet I realize it's not very bad. But it's just like, oh my God.
How much water are you drinking?
Yeah, drinking enough water?
Probably not.
That's a big one. I've been getting headaches recently because I'm not drinking enough water.
Jeez.
That's
Carrie's here to
not bubbly
help.
water.
That's not Carrie. That's Dr. Nick.
I have a pill that will help you, Bill.
Yeah, unfortunately, the pills that would help me are downstairs.
Oh, well, okay. Gina, what were you playing with? What did you have?
Well, just so school. It starts for Jonesy tomorrow, actually.
So Friday?
Yeah, well, it's orientation day. So
okay.
And it's for all intents.
That's where that orientation day is where they tell them which direction to face.
To orient yourself, right?
Yeah.
So it is upon us, and Muhammad starts next week, and I had ordered some of Muhammad's uniform from Land's End, and so I was getting it out of the box yesterday and getting ready to wash some of those clothes so they can be ready for Monday, and I'm pulling all the papers out of the box, and at the bottom of the box there's this card, and it says, I'm showing you at x96.com/live. It says a special gift for customers of Land's End, a $100 wine voucher.
Wow.
Delivery included, it says.
Well, you have to remember, Land's End is a land where grown-ups live. So.
That's what I was going to say. It's something called nakedwines.com. And I went there, and it's like a wine of the month club. You can buy cases of wine there, and I have to claim this within 30 days to get my $100 worth of wine.
Does it have states that are excluded on it?
Well, of course Utah's excluded.
Well, I think there might be a way you can do it.
No, there's no.
You sure?
You can't ship wine. You can't ship wine.
You can to the liquor store.
Yeah, how does that work now?
I think there might be a way you can have it shipped to the liquor store.
Because Pro Flowers did the same thing. They would send, thank you for your purchase, and here's, X amount of dollars at a wine store, and I could never use them. I'd send them to Drew in California, and he used them. Yeah.
Well, I posted this on Twitter, so probably somebody has stolen my codes already. I would love to know if somebody got that and is getting their $100 worth of wine. But Land's End knows what parents need when they're getting ready for school this year, and I think $100 worth of wine is a great school supply to supply for parents.
You said it's upon us. I think you said Catholic school is upon us. Is that's a Catholic holiday I'm not familiar with? What is the Catholic
Saint
holiday
upon
of upon us? Saint upon us. What is
the
that?
patron saint of quarantines is
Saint upon us.
Yeah, so what's here? It's happening. It's school. We're doing school.
Okay.
Now, I have never ordered a case of anything from the liquor store. Never done that. And Sue told me that I should order a couple of cases of those sparkling wines in the can that Jimmy had for us last week. And so I just went, can I do that online, or do I need to go down there? I've never done that before.
I don't know for sure, but I know you can do it.
Yeah.
You probably need to go down there.
I think you have to go there.
And see,
or you might be able to online, because they could verify your they could verify your information online.
Yeah, this sounds like a question for Jimmy the wine guy next time we have him on.
Well, I can't wait that long, can I?
I need to drink now.
The weekend is coming, Gina.
And unfortunately, there's no other way to contact Jimmy other than just when he's on our show.
I know, right?
Yeah. Damnedest thing.
All right. Okay, 8:21. Here we go with round 2 of your boners. Presenting to you now 3 news stories. These are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior, and you will decide with your votes of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day. Winning here, not making up boner of the day. It'll have to defeat the winner of round 1's voting. We did that an hour ago. Good candidate. So that's why in round 2 it's important to pick strategically here to send one of these 3 forward. Boner fight happens at 9:20 this morning. That's when you'll decide boner of the day. So here we go with round 2. Pick one of these 3. 2 candidates now. A third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, you will vote, and one of you lucky random boner voters will receive.
Alanis Morissette. She's coming to town. We have tickets.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah. Okay. X96 proud to welcome Alanis Morissette to USANA on September 23rd. Really? Listen all week to Radio from Hell in the morning, Todd Newcomb in the afternoon to win your tickets. This is a show date change. All previous date tickets will be honored. So if you had tickets for Alanis for last year, they will be honored. You can find out more about that at x96.com.
I know you, Carrie, you're always urging people to vote strategically
Mm-hmm.
I just think about that, and I think, well, but do a lot of people, don't they vote their heart? Just
They do.
And you don't think they should do that? You think?
I think you should take a look at that winner of round one and think about these three now and go, how are we going to have a really good boner fight? You know?
Yeah. Okay. Ayers boner candidate number one. Well, she wasn't quite as drunk as he was, I guess. Tiger King star Jeff Lowe and his wife Lauren have been arrested in Oklahoma City for driving under the influence. Jeff and Lowe were booked in around 4 a.m. on Saturday for DUI. Jeff was additionally charged with changing lanes improperly. Now, according to a copy of the incident report, officers spotted a white Range Rover pulling out of a parking lot, driving over a curb, then stopping abruptly. At this point,
I can drive fine.
At this point, Lauren gets out of the car and changes. She becomes the driver because Jeff was obviously way too drunk. Now she was pretty drunk, but Jeff was way drunk.
Uber. There is no excuse for drunk driving anymore.
When police pursued the car, they claimed Jeff made an illegal lane change. Both Jeff and Lauren exhibited slurred speech, a strong odor of alcohol coming from the car, and when they were checked, his blood alcohol level was 0.18, more than double the legal limit, and Lauren had pretty close to that as well. But they were trying to be responsible, weren't they? When I'm not as drunk as you think I am. Boner candidate number one. She wasn't as drunk as he was, apparently. Here's boner candidate number two. This is what you call irony, right? You see, because Nathan Hutchison, a 27-year-old Missouri man, he was arrested on a felony narcotics charge, and you know what he was wearing a Dare T-shirt. So it's
almost like it's on purpose.
As irony is, it's Hutchison rap sheet. His rap sheet includes multiple convictions for theft, but there's a picture of him, his mugshot. Dare, drugs are bad, it says, and it's irony. You see, okay. Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number three. These people are complete asshats.
All right. Boner candidate number three for round two coming up after this. Big Boy News and Opinioendo. Brought to you by...
It's the coldest, driest, windiest place on Earth where weird and wild creatures thrive. Antarctica transports you to the farthest reaches of the Earth and reveals what happens there affects every single one of us. Now playing at Clark Planetarium's IMAX Theater.
I guess Chris Hemsworth, that's Thor, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he's gonna star in a movie about Terry Bollea.
Hulk Hogan?
The Hulkster.
He's not playing Hulk, is he? Because
he is.
He's way better looking than Hulk Hogan. That is a generous casting there.
Hulk began his wrestling career in 1977 with a 300-pound frame of muscle capable of slamming Andre the Giant to the mat. It was clear from the beginning that the Hulkster was a unique physical specimen. And he was a big guy, and he was in pretty damn good shape in his day. To realistically retell his story, directors needed to find a notable actor that could match his stature and his attitude, and Chris Hemsworth fits the bill. He's already having the hair. He has the hair. He has the... Of course, Hulk lost his hair.
Yeah, he has boring
hair. I was
hair.
going to say, he's going to have to shave the top of his head.
Yeah, at some point he will, yeah. But he's been really working on it. He's been bulking up.
He's been bulking up. He's been practicing the N-word. He's been, getting into the role of Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Sleeping with other people's wives.
Yeah, on video.
On videotape, making sure it was taped, yeah.
That I wish I'd never seen, but I did.
Why? Ew, why did you see that?
It was there. I didn't go looking for it. Now I can't get it out of my head.
You can turn it off.
Well,
anyway, I don't know when the movie's going to be done. There is no official release date, no official title. But
well, he just wrapped on Love and Thunder about a week or so ago, I think.
That,
so probably heading
Thor?
right to that.
That's a Thor
the
movie?
Latest Thor movie, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Let's see, The Conjuring. The Devil Made Me Do It. Did very well at the box office over the weekend. It took down A Quiet Place. It took down A Quiet Place 2 for the number one spot. The latest installment in the long-running Conjuring franchise earned $24 million, which was more than enough to land the number one spot. A Quiet Place slipped into number 2.
It was bad.
What was bad?
The Conjuring movie.
Did you?
I saw it. It was bad.
You went? Did you go to the theater?
No, it's on HBO Max as well. You know, they're releasing them at the same time. It was
Katie,
bad.
How was it?
It was bad.
Katie loves these movies.
In my opinion.
I love it, but you were also
Yeah.
trying to look at more of the criminal justice law side of the thing, and you were hoping more for a law movie, weren't you, Carrie?
No, I knew it was going to be a demonic possession movie, but I was just trying to figure out what judge in their right mind would say, clearly he's possessed by the devil. I don't hold any crimes against him.
You know, if it really happened, obviously it didn't really happen the way it did.
No,
but if
based
it
on
really
actual
happened,
events.
you would have had a lot of demonic. A lot of people saying, "Yeah, that was true," because it blew out the entire infirmary at the hospitals or the prisons. So
this couple. That didn't happen. None of that happened. This couple, they're con men. They're exposed as con men, and here these Conjuring movies come along and make them into heroes. You know. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
Carrie, you're ruining it for people.
I know. If you love it, you love it, and that's great. Go with that.
Tens of thousands of Utahns marched through downtown Salt Lake City yesterday to help close out Pride Week. More than 20,000 people participated in the Rainbow March and Rally. Jonathan Folk with the Utah Pride Center said it was beautiful to see everyone together again after Pride events were canceled last year due to the pandemic. And while there are certainly a lot of people there, Folk said they had to scale down the event a bit. Of course, they didn't do a parade this year. We really want to get back to how Pride started, he said. Pride started as a protest and a rally and a march, and that's what we brought back for this year, specifically because we couldn't have food vendors and floats and things like that, and a super large gathering, so we did it this way. So that it was, and I saw some of that yesterday. I was in downtown Salt Lake and saw some of that. The LGBTQ. Excuse me. I just did. This is what I want to do. Salt Lake City is going to offer gender-affirming surgery to city workers, whether they want it or not. No. Salt Lake City.
But I'm happy with my.
Nope, sorry. No. Salt Lake City employees and their eligible dependents can seek gender-affirming surgery through their health care plans, said Mayor Aaron Mendenhall on Friday. Salt Lake City believes that trans health care is a right, said City Council member Darren Mano in a video announcement posted on Mendenhall's Twitter page. The city employees have been able to get hormone treatment on their insurance through their health plan since 2015. Now the gender-affirming care and surgery and support, which is life-saving, and so that's, if you're a city worker, you are entitled to have that. I think the first person we ever met, Jerry. Remember Jerry?
Mm-hmm.
Jerry was on our show, worked for the phone company, and their insurance all those years ago.
Yeah, this is back in the 80s?
Long time ago,
late,
yeah.
Late
Well,
90s?
it was in the 90s.
It was in the 90s, yeah.
But their insurance way back then provided Jerry. She was able to have the trans surgery, and because through insurance, which I thought was amazing. Let's see, Texas Bakery. They said that, okay, it's Pride Week, we're going to sell rainbow cookies.
Adorable.
Yeah.
Why not?
Well, they got slammed. The people were angry with them. Big orders were canceled.
Yeah.
Big orders were canceled because, what do you mean you're going to rainbow cookies? But it turned out okay. The company, it's called Confections, they were inundated with messages of support from across the United States after word got out that they were being harassed by people who didn't like the fact that they were going to make rainbow cookies.
How does it
Big
affect
deal.
you?
Yeah.
But this is a feel-good story because
Yeah.
what ended up happening is they posted on social media the hate messages they'd gotten, and there was a line around the block for people. They sold out of everything they had in stock at the bakery, which was nice.
Yeah, and they got support from across the country. Mark Cuban's brother, Brian, reached out to buy cookies to be donated to LGBTQ charities and other nonprofits. When things slow down a bit, let us know if shipping is possible. I'd like to support you. If shipping isn't possible, I'll buy some phone and mail, and you can donate my cookies to a local LGBTQ organization or children. So, I mean, everybody just stepped up and said...
There's good people out there. There's good people.
Let's see, and now last week there was a boner candidate, and it was just a minor candidate, and I took issue with the fact that somebody who'd left a message in a bottle, and it was nothing. It was, my name is Tom, and I put this message here. A British man was renovating his pub in the town of Radstock in the UK, and a time capsule from the 1970s was hidden in the wall. Now, the previous owner had stashed the cash when he was doing renovation himself 50 years ago. The person who left the time capsule wrote a note apologizing for only leaving a few coins. It's all I can afford right now, it said. The capsule also included a note dated July 13th, 1973, saying, "To the present owner from the past owner, good luck in your endeavors." So there was something to it, rather than just putting a name and a date. You know, if you're going to leave a time capsule somewhere, make it important. They put a little thought into it, okay?
All right.
And Disneyland is going to be selling pineapple. They're going to be selling the Dole Whip.
Well, it's Disney World. It's down there.
Disney World, yeah. They're going to on a watermelon, Dole Whip watermelon.
Ooh, that sounds good.
It's watermelon flavored Dole Whip on a slice of watermelon.
Ooh,
yeah.
Oh man,
Looks really good. It looks delicious.
I'd eat that.
I'd like some Dole Whip right now. All right, that's it.
Sports weather traffic.
The Utah Jazz acknowledge they've got their hands full now that the Clippers are awaiting the second round. Western Conference semifinals matchup featuring an opponent with a couple of big stars and a bunch of depth. They're going to tip off on Tuesday at 8 p.m. The good news is it's at the Vivint Arena, which I believe is open to anybody that wants to fill a seat. I think they're open at full capacity.
Well, if you've got the money to buy a ticket.
Yeah, well,
they can't just go in there.
No, it's... And horse racing, we had the Belmont Stakes over the weekend. I know you were anxiously awaiting the results of that. It's Essential Quality was the winner of the Belmont Stakes.
Wow. Essential Quality.
Yeah.
Yeah, running out of names?
Yes, because they all have to be unique. My mom was rooting for Hot Rod Charlie, but...
well, that's better.
Yeah, Hot Rod Charlie's a better
Essential Quality. What the hell?
Weather, it's summer and hot and 90s. Looks like for most of the week, although Thursday looks like we'll have a little bit of a front come through that will dip the temperatures down into the 70s, which will feel nice for one day. It doesn't look like there's any rain going to be accompanying that dip in temperature, but at least it'll be a little bit cooler on Thursday, it looks like, and then we creep back up into the 90s for the weekend. Traffic, we have a crash northbound I-15 Pleasant Grove Boulevard, 2 cars and a semi in the right shoulder. Looks like they're waiting for Utah Highway Patrol to come on the scene and sort all that out. That's the only accident being reported, and yes, I looked all the way down into Washington County. There's nothing there as well. If you see something, though, you can text it to us, 33986. Injured in an accident? Everyone deserves an advocate. Call 801-355-5550 or go to UtahAdvocates.com.
Here's boner candidate number 3. These people are complete asshats. Josh Hawley is calling for the head of the man he claims is responsible for the United States' tragically inept response to the COVID-19 pandemic.
Donald Trump.
On Friday, Missouri's junior senator joined the chorus of GOP voices insisting that Dr. Anthony Fauci must step down as director of the U.S. National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases. The time has come for Dr. Fauci to resign and for a full congressional investigation into the origins of the COVID-19 virus and into any and all efforts to prevent a full accounting, he tweeted. The anti-Fauci crusade is coming to a crescendo in the conservative alternative media ecosystem. The doctor's fiercest congressional adversary, Senator Rand Paul of Kentucky, tweeted, "Fire Fauci," last week after BuzzFeed News and the Washington Post published more than 3,200 pages of Dr. Fauci's emails and received about and his comments about the government response to the coronavirus. Proof, said his critics, that he misled the American people about the origins of COVID-19. Sifting through some of the heavily redacted messages, it's striking how informal and cordial Dr. Fauci is when he replies to members of the public who somehow have tracked down his address. He answers questions about the virus in smokers and advises them about travel, always signing off with a simple Tony.
And these are from months and months and months and months ago.
He's a great guy.
Yeah.
He's done an excellent job in the face of a horrible pandemic.
And let's not forget, he wasn't the president when this all went down, all right? It was Trump who kept saying this is it's 15 cases. It's gonna when the sun comes out, it'll blow. By Easter, isn't that wonderful? Easter, it'll be
Josh
gone.
Hawley is a big Trump supporter.
Yeah.
Can I throw in here with Josh Hawley, because I thought you were going to make this a boner candidate, Bill. Marjorie Taylor Greene put out another letter asking for the firing of Dr. Fauci, and she is demanding that this be done by June 31st.
I don't think there's 31 days in June.
There
is there?
isn't.
30 days, April, May.
No, there isn't. So if we could just tack that on to this boner candidate.
Sure.
Well, yeah, here she is.
And let's throw Chris Stewart in there too, because he's also tweeting.
Well, sure,
about
why
this.
not?
Yeah. Let's
June
throw them all in there.
31st.
I mean, all of these people.
Yes.
They're just complete asshats. Boner candidate number 3.
All right, let's review the first two and vote.
Boner candidate number 1, well, I think she wasn't quite as drunk as he was. Tiger King's Jeff and Lauren Lowe arrested for DUI 2 weeks after the feds had raided their Oklahoma zoo. Boner candidate number 2, this is what you call irony, right? A man wearing a DARE t-shirt is busted on felony drug charges. And boner candidate number 3, these people are just complete asshats.
Okay, let's get to vote. This is round 2 of your boners. This is not boner of the day. See, we do this in rounds and finales, and it's all about content. And
it's a show.
It's some kind of a thing. It's I don't know. We had round 1 an hour ago. We got a winner already from that round. And this is round 2. You've got to pick from these 3 candidates, one of these to send forward to face off against the winner of round 1. You'll decide boner of the day at 9:20 this morning. That's when boner fight will happen. So right now, pick one of these 3 to send forward. 1, 2, or 3. Remember your candidate number, the one that you think should win. Put that single digit in the message of a text, and then text that to 33986. Pretty easy. Or you can call the producer's booth. Use your voice, 877-602-9696. Easy. Or go online, x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner Voting June 7, 2021, and vote there. All right? You have until the end of these messages. Let's go. This is round 2.
It's Beth's question of the week. This is not complicated. You want to ask us something, you email it, and then we answer it. About pretty much anything you want. It's kind of like hello, yeah, what, but in email form. So send us your questions, radiofromhell at x96.com. Put best question or meh in the subject line, And we'll answer. And Katie has selected our best question for today.
I did. I think it's kind of cute. So this one comes from, it doesn't say, I can't say their name, so it comes from Curtis. He says, last night my fiance's beloved cat of 18 years, Tigger, passed away with the Great Bale.
Oh.
Her favorite memories of the 10-year-old I had with, or of the 10 years I had with her include basking in the sun on the freshly vacuumed carpet and all of these kinds of stuff. Says, my question is, what are some of your cherished memories with any of your dearly departed fur babies? Anything that makes you well up with tears or pride when you think of them?
Oh, gosh.
Now, I know all of us are animal owners and previous animal owners, so I thought it fit a good question.
Mm-hmm.
So if
I mean, it's so my dog, Sadie Girl, who lived forever and ever and ever, and I said this at the time that she died. At the time she died, she was the longest relationship I had ever had with anybody. Like, no human, other than, like my family, have I had a relationship as long as... And dogs are, and I'm sure cats, for people that have them, are great because they love you no matter what. And, in that 17 years that I had her, I went through a lot during that time, and she helped me through some really bad stuff that was going on, because the dog is constant.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know that you've got stuff going on.
Mm-hmm.
And having that companion that loves you no matter what and is always there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't think of a specific instance, but my thought with her was, you helped me through some bad times, and you didn't even know you were doing that, but you did.
Mm-hmm.
we don't deserve dogs.
Mine was I did not know. When we first got Artie, I would come home, and if you go to x96.com/live, I'll show you the face that he would pull. I would come home from work, and he'd be, because he was there by himself, I would come home and he would be doing this. He would move his, he had the underbite already, but he would open his mouth and kind of back and forth like that,
But not make a noise?
Not making a noise. He would just go like that when I would come home. And I thought it was because he did something wrong, and he knew I was going to catch him, and he was like, this is his way of apologizing I thought that for a month.
Yeah.
And then I took Artie to the groomer, as I did every week, and our groomer, Tanya, who is the dog whisperer. I don't care what Cesar Milan says. She knows everything about dogs. And I told her, I said, he does this when I get home. And I showed her. She goes, oh, he's smiling at you. Oh. He's happy you're home.
My heart.
And I'm like, oh, my God, I feel so bad that I thought it was because I'd go, what did you do, buddy? What did you do? And then when
happy you were home.
And then when I also remember when his eyes got bad in his later years, we would put a toy on each stare so that because his depth perception was gone. And so that way he could see the toys, because the carpet's brown, and if it was dark,
it's hard
he couldn't
to tell.
see.
Yeah.
So he would see the toys, and that's where he knew where a step was. So we'd put a step on each one.
That's smart.
But
Katie, do you have one?
Smile.
Yeah, I do. So my very first dog that I ever personally owned was a little mentally challenged. I have a sore spot for a really big soft spot for like mentally challenged animals. But he just wasn't all there in the head. And when I got him, he was missing his 2 front teeth. And I always thought it was so weird. I named him Bosley because it was when the remake of Charlie's Angels had just kind of come out, and it was really big at the time. And he ended up developing sundowner syndrome in his later years, where he kind of just forgot who he was as soon as about 2 o'clock hit. But yeah, it was kind of scary. But before all of that kind of hit, he was just a little dumb, and it was a cute dumb. But in my parents' backyard, they have a wood deck that sits about 6 inches off of the ground floor. Mm-hmm. And we called Bosley over. My sister and I were sitting outside hanging out in the sun, and we called Bosley over to come sit with us. And he gets right up to the edge of the wood, and his legs were not very strong, and he was very chunky because he kept stealing other dogs' foods. So he went to get up on the porch, slipped and just face planted into the wood steps.
Oh.
That was probably the best thing I have, but I actually have his ashes in a little box that say he finally got his 2 front teeth.
Oh.
That's mine.
All right, it's time to award round 2 of your boners.
Yep. Oh, I'm just reading a recipe of how you can make Dole Whip at home.
Bill, after the show.
All right. Let's see. Round 2 brought to you in part by Dole Whip.
And X96 proud to welcome Alanis Morissette, September 23rd at USANA. Listen all week to Radio from Hell in the morning and Todd Newcomb in the afternoon to win your tickets. This show is a date change, and all previous date tickets will be honored. Get all the details and ticket links at x96.com.
As a matter of fact, Sarah won some Alanis Morissette tickets from us just by being a random boner voter in round 2. So I thought, boner candidate number 2, the guy who was busted for drugs, wearing a Dare T-shirt. One person voted for it. Only one.
Is it 2 on the nose? Is that what it is?
Maybe. I'd like
Or
to
maybe
know.
people don't know what Dare is?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'd like to know why that one person voted for that candidate. But and that was boner candidate number 1, which is pretty good, the drunk Tiger King people. But none of it was any match for these complete asshats. Josh Hawley, Marjorie Taylor Greene, what's his name, Rand Paul, all clamoring to now fire Dr. Fauci for his mishandling of the. Come on,
He was not the president.
Don't they remember that Fauci stood there and I don't know how he managed to not contradict the president constantly, but as Trump fumbled every response, Anyway, that's the winner, number 3.
All right, there you go. That's round 2. Winner goes forward now to Boner Fight. Might be Boner of the Day. We'll see.
Right.
That happens at 9:20. That's when Boner Fight happens. The winner of round 1 and round 2. All right. Is this a sponsored feature, Gina?
Yes, it's summer. Buy one, get double with the Mountain America Rewards credit card. You'll earn double rewards on every purchase through July 31st. Details at macu.com/double.
All right, thank you. Okay, brand new episode of GeekShowPodcast.com available now. Name of the episode is Supertramp. Well, maybe it's a superhero. I don't know. Anyway, Wednesday is when Loki, the TV series, arrives on Disney Plus, and we're all looking forward to it. And Michael Waldron, the head writer on the show, was recently interviewed to help explain the Time Variance Authority. They are the stars, well, sort of the stars of the show.
Okay.
They are the organization that polices time. Now, I know it can be confusing because if you remember the end of Endgame, Loki died. But if you stayed till the end of the other one, then you see that Loki from the past is actually the Loki that we're talking about. Yes, Loki killed Thanos. See, already it's confusing, and that's why Michael Waldron had to explain the Time Variance Authority. He says, I think what's fun about the TVA is that it takes something remarkable like time travel and really packages it into a very soulless sort of bureaucratic way. He says, that was exciting to me as a writer. Take something magical and make it utterly soulless. They are the authority that we'll be seeing. We're going to be seeing a lot of them in the future, apparently, and how he breaks the organization down and how it will impact Loki's life going forward. The Time Variance Authority is an organization that literally manages and polices all of time. He says, we had to define what time is to them, what time is in the MCU, how does it move, what is time travel, how does it operate. And so we had to essentially create an institutional knowledge in the writer's room, a foundation of what constitutes a broken time law and what doesn't, which is about Loki breaking the time laws. And then you have to move all that stuff as far into the background as humanly possible because you don't want the audience focusing on the rules of time travel during your show because then that distracts from their thinking about the...
Okay.
Time travel's confusing is basically what he's saying.
Yeah.
And they try to break it down for you. Now, one of the mascot of the Time Variance Authority, yes, they have a cartoon mascot, is Miss Minutes.
I was going to say, is it a little clock?
It's a little clock, yes.
Oh, good, okay.
Miss Minutes is the mascot. Well, Miss Minutes has her own Twitter account.
Okay.
And you can go
Tweets
at Miss Minutes TVA is the official Miss Minutes Twitter. When it debuted, it was tweeting in binary, ones and zeros, and then it started tweeting in runes. You know Thor's language?
Yeah.
And one of the translated from runes messages from Miss Minutes was, once I escape this hell prison they call the TVA, I swear I'm going to burn everything to the ground. Maybe she's not so happy to be the mascot for the Time Variance.
There's more to her than this.
We'll find out on Wednesday.
All right.
That Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse cartoon movie, which is just a great superhero movie. It really is. They're making a sequel, and they have cast a major Marvel character to be the voice of... Now, this character is Spider-Woman, Jessica Drew. You know, red and yellow costume. You've seen it long time ago. Okay. She will be in the movie, and she will be voiced by Issa Rae, which is a great choice.
Ah, okay.
Very funny. Quiet Place got beat at the box office this weekend by a not good movie. But they're expanding the Quiet Place cinematic universe, it says here. Jeff Nichols is set to write and direct, and it's not going to be a direct sequel. It's going to take place in the Quiet Place universe. So this will not have Emily Blunt in it. This is going to have other people that, because the whole world was affected by the events of A Quiet Place. So this is just kind of taking it beyond that.
A quieter place?
Maybe,
I don't know.
Quiet
Place?
A quiet world.
We don't have a title yet.
Okay.
And finally this, Mark Strong, who is in Cruella, which also got a sequel approved over the weekend. He's out promoting Cruella, and he was being interviewed on British television. And he was talking about when he auditioned to be the villain in a James Bond movie in the 90s, back when Pierce Brosnan was James Bond. He auditioned to be a villain. And he talked about how he blew the audition. He says, I learned the lines, and to celebrate, I went out for a drink.
Okay.
Night before.
Yeah.
I got completely pissed. I overdid it, and the next day I was severely hungover.
Oh.
He said that there was no chance he was going to audition. He trudged into it. He was met by 8 people sitting behind a desk. It was a mess. He says, I started, I forgot my lines, I couldn't remember what they were, and I just kind of fell apart.
You blew it.
I was
You
sweating.
blew it.
It was a terrible experience, but I really learned from it. Now, the kicker for the story is, he finished, the irony was, the guy that I went out with the night before getting drunk with, Daniel Craig, who later became...
It was his plan all along.
There you go.
My evil genius plan.
There you go. Traffic, please, Gina.
Yeah, crashed northbound I-15 at Pleasant Grove Boulevard. The exit ramp there is where that accident is, and that's the only thing UDOT wants to tell you about. I guess that means that's all that's happening, unless you see something. Things in the road, free ladders, a boat. There could be a boat fall off someone's trailer or something. You don't know. It's that time of year. A canoe, yeah.
Kayak.
If it's safe for you to text us and let us know about that free stuff, we always appreciate that. 33986.
All right, we will take a break. We will be back. We got Boner Fight on the way to determine who is Boner of the Day, and lots more. Stand by for that. KXRK Provo.
The workday.
I have to go over to the stairwell here and tell Chainsaw Guy that we're ready for him.
To come over?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
All
so
right.
I'll do that.
So this is usually it's a best question of the week, but this week it's Chainsaw Guy is going to be answering questions from you, our listeners. So Katie has some emailed with Chainsaw Guy. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm right here, ready to go.
All right. Well, then let's start.
Hey, wait, who's that?
That's Katie.
Oh, hey, Katie.
Long time no see.
I love Katie. You love haunted houses, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Well, we've worked together, actually, Katie. I was the chainsaw guy at your haunted house when you worked over there at the Nightmare on 13th.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, I got a couple questions for you, sir.
Okay.
So this one comes from Derek. It says, I know everyone is sick of hearing about COVID and the issues of mask wearing, but you being a person who wears a mask that I would assume would wear it always, what do you have to say to those people who believe this ridiculous idea that people cannot function normally with masks on?
Well, I don't know about functioning normally, but I know that mask wearing is very important. Because I think that's a good one going on. And I think you can find out an example, and you can put your eye down or something. Or you can don't put your eye down or something. You might take a bite. You gotta be careful. You'll sit in front. You'll make a conveyor sort of. And then you get on the back. You can anywhere we can have it done. You can, but you've got to be careful. And I can give it a camera. And watch out for the build-up of mold.
Oh.
Build-up of
mold.
What?
Mold.
Okay.
Behind the mask, you get some mold occasionally.
Okay.
All right. All right, I got another question then.
What?
So what sort of advice could you give a guy who spent all of his rent money on lottery tickets, and now that rent is coming up and all of his money is in Chevron, he has no idea what to do?
Tough. Next question.
Next question.
Next.
I don't have anything to say about that. Come on.
You don't have anything to say
No,
about that?
whatever. No.
That's it?
You got to build up a mold.
All right, final question, sir.
Okay, I'm ready. Wait a minute.
Do you have a favorite chili recipe?
Do I ever? I'm telling you, what you do is you take your clothes home, and you get your clothes in them. And then, lay your clothes, and tilt and turn and turn. And then you take your face off, and and then you get my favorite recipe is that clothes home, and then you have, and then take a bag of food home, and then come home, and then it's a Denison's. Delicious Denison's.
All right.
Canned chili.
Well, Chainsaw Guy, I know you've been super busy. This is your busy time of year, and for you to take just a few minutes with us every year at Halloween, it doesn't feel like Halloween unless we talk to you, and you are always so helpful and have great advice.
Well, thank you. I've got to go back and work on. I'm remodeling my rec room, you know.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I got to go back and work on that. I built a display case for all of my old Playboy magazines, and now I'm going to build a little rack where I can where I put all of my Perry Como records.
Perry Como
Perry
records.
Como. Listen, you put on a Perry Como and open a Playboy. can of medicines, and I'm set.
Okay.
See you later.
Happy Halloween,
Happy
Chainsaw
Halloween,
Guy.
sir.
Excuse me, because I...
Sentence number 1 in Spanish, please.
¿Qué dijo el pavo de Acción de Gracias después de la cena? Estoy lleno.
Wow.
¿Qué dijo el pavo de Acción de Gracias después de la cena? Estoy lleno.
Yes, no. Estoy lleno. Ajá.
Estoy lleno.
Estoy lleno.
Estoy lleno.
¿Qué dijo el pavo de Acción de Gracias después?
Después.
Después. Gracias después de la cena estoy lleno. Wow.
Estoy lleno.
Gracias después.
Wow. All right.
Okay, that's good, Gino.
All right.
And in English, Mario?
You know, I was talking to someone, and then they said, how come Gina always said just the last word? She never said the whole sentence.
Estoy lleno.
How do you say because she's very lazy?
Porque es muy floja.
Muy floja.
Muy floja. Go ahead in English, Mario.
Okay. What did the Thanksgiving turkey say after dinner?
I don't know what.
I'm stuffed.
Estoy lleno.
Stop.
Estoy lleno.
All right, and sentence number 2 in Spanish, please.
Algo de porra para Brigham Young. Otros para la Universidad de Utah. Yo le voy a las porristas.
Algo de para Brigham Young, otros para la Universidad de Utah. Utah, yo le voy a las poristas.
Sí.
Algo de para Brigham Young, otros para la Universidad de Utah. Yo le voy a las poristas.
¡A las poristas!
And that is in English, Mario?
Some cheer for Brigham Young, others for the University of Utah. I cheer for the cheerleaders.
The only way to go.
But not when my wife is around.
No.
Yep.
No. Mario, are you going to have a big traditional Thanksgiving dinner?
Yes, sir.
What will you have?
We're going to have turkey. I'm sorry, pavo.
Pavo.
Acción de gracias.
What else will you have?
You know, usually we meet at El Farol.
Oh, do you?
We met at El Farol, so we all bring a dish.
Yeah.
So
and have
pavo is gonna be there for reals.
So you'll have the turkey at the restaurant, and
then some other dishes, salads, and.
What will your wife bring, or do you cook?
I don't cook.
Yeah, your wife will cook.
My wife will cook,
and she will bring.
Let me call her.
No, it's all right.
Thanks, Mario.
I don't know what she'll bring.
I'm sure she appreciates the fact that you know what she's bringing. Because on this day.
In 1967, David Michael Navarro, nobody wears eyeliner better than him, was born on this day.
His guitarist.
Yeah.
Very
good.
Jane's
What's he doing
Addiction.
now?
He's
Is he in a different band, or is he doing a reality show, or
He
who knows?
He has worked with everybody and continues to work with everybody.
With everybody.
Plays around.
He's been Red Hot Chili Peppers and Jane's Addiction, and
he's everywhere.
Can't hold a job, is what you're saying.
No, he's in demand.
No, he can't hold a job. They don't like him. They kick him out. Now, what were you? What were you saying?
Well, I just I've seen. I thought you were going to do it in the news.
Jeff Bezos. I don't. What about him?
He's going to space.
Well,
like him, not just his business, Blue Origin.
Yeah.
Jeff Bezos is going to be on the first touristy flight for Blue Origin.
When will that be?
That's what I was
About a
just
month,
gonna-
I think, isn't it?
But and it's funny because people have been tweeting what I have been thinking, which is he's going to die up there. This is why would he do this? Because it's the first crewed rocket to space. Like, wouldn't you let other people go and make sure it works before you? Let's see. The flight is scheduled for July 20th.
Okay.
Just 15 days before he's set to resign as CEO of Amazon. His younger brother is also going on the flight. It's the first crewed flight.
Wipe out the whole family.
Yeah. It's a rocket ship made by his space company, Blue Origin. If all goes according to plan.
Blue Origin,
you know,
oranges.
Blue
Oranges.
If all goes according to plan, which means, if he doesn't die,
Yeah.
the world's richest person with a net worth of $187 billion will be the first billionaire in space.
Well, good. I mean, that's wonderful.
But you would think Elon Musk would have wanted. Now, is there a race? Is Elon going to all of a sudden try to hurry and get himself there first?
This is all just a rip-off of my plan to shoot billionaires into the sun. That was the original plan, and these guys are just ripping it off.
So, but what are they? What is this Blue Oranges?
Origin. What are you, Donald Trump? That's
Yeah. Well, I
That's the
said it that
problem
way.
with
I said it
Yeah,
that
you
way to be
can't-
funny. Now I can't go back.
You can't undo it now.
I hope they now go and take a look at the oranges.
Yeah, there you go.
What is this flight? What's it going to do?
It's just a tourist space flight. They're going to go up just above the atmosphere, be weightless for a while, and then come back.
Yeah, it says it's a 6-seater capsule.
Okay.
And it will take an 11-minute flight that will go 60 miles above the Earth.
for 11 minutes from
Yeah.
takeoff to when it comes back.
Well, they'll be in space 11 minutes, and then they'll come back.
Oh, I see. Well, it's probably not that risky.
It's not? What do you mean it's probably not that risky?
We send dozens of people a year up into space and to the space stations, and we haven't had much problem with it.
But they're going to sell tickets. Like, this is going to be something that really rich people can buy. I want to go to space for 10 minutes. And
do you care? Now, if it were to blow up and Jeff Bezos was to be, would you care?
I mean,
not really.
Not really.
No, so
I wouldn't shed a tear.
No. It's his baby. He wants to be part of it.
I don't know.
Well, and I'm glad that him not paying taxes makes it so he can afford to do these
Yeah.
things,
I think, kind of going back to what our attorney was saying earlier about people spending ridiculous money on ridiculous things. Billionaires paying tons of money to go into space. I feel like once everybody is fed and sheltered on the planet, maybe then we start taking $1 million rides into space.
Like I
I
said,
don't
if
know.
he
It seems
was
like a waste of money.
Yeah, I want him to pay his fair share of taxes. Anything else he wants to do, that's great. That's just the one thing I'd like. Oh, message from Frank Christ.
Yeah.
Our celebrity Grim Reaper.
Mm-hmm.
Bezos will be going into space on 7/20. It's on my calendar.
I got my eye on you.
We will take a break. We'll be back with a reasonable amount of news and boner fights all coming up after these. Stand by. Let's see. Oh, I need to tell you about fanxsaltlake.com. It is Salt Lake's comic and pop culture convention happening September 16th through the 18th at the Salt Palace Convention Center. It's back and bigger than ever. They're excited to come together again to a place where we all belong. Tickets are 25% off until Father's Day, June 20th. That's 11:59 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So make sure to secure your spot in one of the biggest events in Utah. You'll be able to meet the cast of Cobra Kai. They're bringing in William Zabka, Martin Kove, Jacob Bertrand, and Peyton List. Boy Meets World cast is going to be here. William Daniels, Willie Friedel, and Ryder Strong. The cast of Supernatural coming in. Misha Collins, Richard Speight Jr., and David Hayden Jones. Over 28 celebrity guests already announced. Christopher Eccleston. He's a Doctor Who,
Yeah, Doctor Who.
He was also a dark elf in the second Thor movie.
Okay.
Adam Savage is going to be here, probably doing some sciencing. Amanda Tapping, Ashley Eckstein, Henry Thomas, who you remember from E.T., is also in that scary haunted house movie. One-of-a-kind geek shopping experiences as well. So get your tickets now and save 25% at fanxsaltlake.com.
It is the 23rd century. Humans have left the lowly confines of planet Earth and have sought their destiny among the stars. While many things have changed, one constant remains: the need for young men to venture forth and do the work of the Lord. This is the tale of two such men who at the age of 19 have answered the call of their general authorities and are embarking on a 2-year mission to spread the gospel throughout the galaxy. This is the story of Space Elders. In this episode, we find an old adversary of Butch and Lehigh planning their demise.
So, bounty hunter, you will bring me Christiansen?
Jabba the Hutt was very fond of his rank. Pay me more for a complete set of missionaries.
Christiansen made me look weak in front of the Emperor. Only by turning Christiansen to the dark side will I be able to regain my place by the Emperor's side. Sell him to that slug, Jabba. I have arranged to have the elders meet you on Bespin. There you can ambush them without anyone noticing.
If these elders best you and the Emperor, how do you expect me to transport them back to you?
I prefer my elders frozen. There is a carbonite facility on Cloud City. That should make transporting them simple.
Have my credits ready. I'll be right back.
Here we are, Butch. Cloud City. It sure looks like the holograms they showed us in school.
I don't know, Lehigh. I always get nervous when I stand on a city that's floating miles above the surface. Are you sure this is the right place?
Zone Leader Hanson said that we're supposed to meet someone here named Lando Calrissian, right here on Bespin.
Well, church records on this Calrissian fellow show him to be a gambler, smuggler, womanizer, and a penny stock manipulator. Are you sure this is the guy?
Well, maybe he's ready to turn over a new leaf. Oh, I think that's him right there.
Hi, and welcome to Cloud City. I'm Lando Calrissian. I run the mining operation here on Bespin. Can I offer you a beverage? Perhaps some malt?
I'd love a malt.
Liquor?
Oh, no, we don't drink, Mr. Calrissian. I'm Elder Christiansen, and this is Elder Jensen.
Hi.
We represent the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
You know, the Mormons.
Now, our zone leader said that you might be interested in learning more about our religion.
Actually, no. We have some common acquaintances. I've made a deal with the Empire. Well, they'll leave me alone if I introduce you to this guy over here. Elders, this is Boba Fett. Boba Fett, Elders Christiansen and Jensen there. Gotta go now. Got a city to run. Bye-bye.
Well, Mr. Fett was up. Well, hi, I'm... Hey, I'm all tied up.
Cool toy. I need to get me one of those. We could convert more people if we could just tie them up first.
Now, Butch, I don't think we would be allowed to hog-tie prospective converts. Excuse me, Mr. Fett, could you untie me now?
One down, one to go.
Don't push my companion in that hole!
Whoa!
What have you done to my companion? Is Butch dead?
No, he wouldn't be worth much to me dead. Jabba wants to see him die in person. Your companion is frozen in carbonite. Now, if you would be so kind as to throw yourself down in there, we can get on with this.
You're going to take us both back to Jabba's palace?
No, you have an appointment with Darth Vader and the Emperor.
Cousin Darth? Oh, my.
Hey, get over here.
Sorry about this, Butch, but I need you to do something for me. Don't push me over.
Ah!
Oh, I guess you weighed more than I thought in this thing, Butch. I'm sorry, Mr. Fat. I hope my companion, who's now frozen in carbonite, wasn't too heavy. Oh, geez, what do I got to do now? I better go for some help.
Never leave your companion, Lehigh.
Mr. Kenobi?
It is the first rule. You must never leave your companion.
I won't. Come back, I need some help. Oh, I can make my luggage rack like this, Butch. Come on, let's go. Will Butch be able to serve out the rest of his frozen in carbonite? Can Lehigh rig a big microwave to defrost him in? Will Darth Vader ever get his revenge and once again become the Emperor's favorite lapdog? And where does Boba Fett get all those neat gizmos? Tune in next time to hear Butch say... on the next mind-numbing episode of Space Elders!
Okay, we do have a boner fight coming up here in about 6 or 7 minutes. So get ready for that. But right now, a reasonable amount of news brought to you by
Young Power Sports in Centerville is Utah's newest power sports dealer. Tri-City Performance is now Young Power Sports in Centerville, your Polaris and Victory motorcycle dealer. See inventory online at youngpowersports.com.
You know, to make your own Dole Whip at home,
Mm-hmm.
you need pineapple juice,
Mm-hmm.
vanilla ice cream,
okay,
frozen pineapple chunks, a couple of tablespoons of sugar and a splash of lemon juice and a pinch of salt, and a really strong blender.
I'd just rather them make it and I buy it already made.
I can just go over to Macy's over here and get. They serve it in the soft serve.
Oh, they do?
Machine. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
just do that.
it's okay. All right, then I won't bother
there.
with the recipe.
Yeah.
So after a few torrid few months, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have made a clear bid to strengthen family ties with their newborn baby daughter's name. The couple have been outspoken about the treatment behind palace walls and why they felt they had to quit the royal family in 2020. They felt they were sort of forced into it. However, Page Six is told that the first thing they did after the baby was born on June 4th was to phone Queen Elizabeth, who asked, "What color is it?"
No. That would have been Philip, who was a lot of shoot.
You don't live in England. Elizabeth was the Queen Elizabeth's childhood nickname. She was too young to be able to pronounce her own name, Elizabeth. She kept calling herself Lilibet. So it was a nickname, but it's kind of a sweet name, I think. And so they named the baby Lilibet Diana. And that's, obviously Princess Diana. And I think that's very nice, and they're trying to strengthen the family ties. I think they felt good about it because the baby's pretty light-skinned. So they thought we can get back in with the family.
Stop.
If you don't think? Was it determined that it was Philip that made that remark?
They never said it was either Philip or Charles, but
wasn't the Queen?
No.
I'm guessing it was Charles. That's just me, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The Matrix 4, if we need such a thing, we're going to get it anyway.
Yes.
Apparently, Christina Ricci is going to be it now. Has reportedly boarded the sequel's production, it says here. Who else is in this? It looks of course, Keanu Reeves is back.
Yeah.
Carrie-Anne Moss, Jada Pinkett Smith,
Mm-hmm.
Daniel Bernhardt, Lambert Wilson. I don't know who that is. So I get they've been filming, and they continue, and we will have a Matrix 4 eventually, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Becky Edwards. She's going to run and try and unseat Mike Lee.
Good luck, Becky. We're with you. Anybody but Mike Lee.
Senator Lee's biggest political sin in the eyes of his Republican challenger, so she's going to try and be the senator, is that he doesn't compromise enough. He votes no too often, and he's rarely in any of the negotiations on the biggest issues of the day. Becky Edwards is a former Utah House member, and she voted in 2020, even though she's a Republican. In 2020, she voted for Joe Biden for president.
Really?
Yeah.
I like her.
And I think she looks smarter than Mike Lee. So.
Well, that's,
Well, I am a registered Republican. So.
As am I, Gina.
Yeah, so am I.
I can vote for her.
Mm-hmm. It's intense that some people can't take it. It's hurting their eyes, and so people are saying we've got to do something about this. I can't. There are people wearing sunglasses at night when they drive because it hurts their eyes so badly. Yeah. What?
I wear my sunglasses at night, so I can't. So I can't.
It's Corey Harding it.
Oreo cookies. They've made a pack of cookies for aliens. It says here.
Do aliens
everybody's
like cookies?
Well, it's not cookies for aliens. They did an ad where they did a crop circle that looks like the Oreo cookie.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
See, so that the
Yeah.
aliens will see it, and the line at the bottom is an offering.
Well, so the aliens will see it and they'll go, "Oh,
Look,
Oreos."
we all know aliens like Reese's Pieces. Not
Sure,
Oreos,
that's
so
been established. That's canon.
let's get that in there.
Well, they should have put that. They should have put that. But this is, it's a beautifully done crop circle. I have to say, beautifully done. Let's see. That's about it. I don't have any more.
That's good enough.
Okay.
That's good enough.
It's Boner Fight with Radio from Hell on X96.
Lilibet. Yeah, here we go. The winner from round 1 going up against the winner from round 2. Well, round 1's winner is titled, and I think ominously titled, "Is There Any Way This Won't Win Boner of the Year?" It was the story of a police chase in Florida, and when the guy was cornered, he jumped out of his car. He had a 2-month-old baby in his arms, and he threw the baby at the police in an attempt to escape. Now, the police officer he threw the baby at caught the baby, and the baby was unharmed, and they did apprehend the suspect. But, geez, throwing a baby at the cops. I mean, is there any way this won't win Boner of the Year? Going up against this candidate, which is very strong, these people are complete asshats. Josh Hawley, Rand Paul, Marjorie Taylor Greene, call airing of Dr. Fauci. Dr. Fauci, Anthony Fauci, he's the one responsible for how this pandemic has been so badly handled, seeming to totally forget that it was President Trump who, it's going to be gone.
7602-9696. Our producers would be happy to take your vote via voice. You have until the end of these messages. Let's go. This is Boner of the Day.
And now, it's time to play the game that everyone wants to play. It's Beat Gina. Beat Gina brought to you today by Haster Games. Haster Games in Midvale has the best selection of board games, Magic, and Dungeons & Dragons. And Haster has used games. Haster Games on 6831 South State Street, or go to HasterGames.com. And today, one lucky contestant will win a Fat Cats gift card. Yes, but that's not all. Another contestant, the same contestant, will win a Radio from Hell tote bag. And now, here's the man who can host a game show with one hand tied behind his back. He's so good, he do game shows at the same time. Wow. When you look at dictionary for the word game show host, you will find his picture. You will soon. Wow. Here he is, the man, the legend, Carrie Jacksboy Jackson.
Thanks, Johnny.
Welcome,
Although
Carrie.
I think you're just taking Wikipedia entries about Wink Martin using for me, right?
Oh, no. Wink Martindale doesn't cast a show like you do.
All right. Well, thank you.
You're
How we pick contestants, you ask? Well, it's easy. We determine, based on the prize that they're going to give Gina, she beats them. Scary movie trivia. So, line 1, Gina is offering you a Greek gyro meal.
Okay.
I don't know where it's prepared here or
there's no
if it's
specifics.
transported.
Okay.
Doesn't say. Line offering you happy cookies and wine.
Okay.
And line 3 is offering you Lehigh Bakery donuts.
I've never had bakery donuts.
Oh, they're very good.
Okay, we'll go with that.
Is that what you
John.
want?
Sure.
Go to Lehigh Bakery donuts with Brad. Brad is who will be playing against today. Are you there? Oh, hang on. Brad, are you there?
I'm here.
All right, good. Thank you, Brad. I was doing some work during the commercial. All right. We toss a coin to determine who goes first. It does give you an edge in the game. Heads or tails?
Tails.
All right. Coin toss sap says tails. That means you go first, Brad.
Are you feeling confident?
Okay.
Here's scary. Lie for B.A. Court High School.
I think it's A.
Shady Side? Incorrect.
Shady Side.
Gina.
B.A. Corpse.
B.A. Corpse is correct.
It's 1-0 for Gina, and I don't think I'd like to go to that high school. Gina now controls the question as well.
Gina.
Yeah.
What did Cindy type on the computer to summon the police? What was her message to call police? Was it 1, the killer's house? 2, white woman in trouble? 3, can you some donuts? 4, I've fallen and I can't get up.
White woman in trouble.
Wow.
That's 2-0 for Gina, a commanding lead. But, Brad, you have to climb back into the game.
Brad?
All right.
What is the Cindy is reading? Is it 1, Harry Pothead? 2, Board of the Rings, 3, The Gay Gatsby, or 4, The I'm Real Great Games?
The Gay Gatsby.
Incorrect, Gina.
I don't know.
A, Harry Potter.
Yeah. Oh, that was a total guess.
Well, Gina sweeps the game.
Wow.
Brad almost didn't get a chance to say anything. And now you'll be
Go to the movies.
Yeah.
You'll be enjoying delicious My Bakery donuts, and Brad will go home and it.
People shouldn't expect me to do that again. That was
That never
no.
You whipped him like a souffle.
Hang on, Brad. All right.
I'm going. Bye.
You just out of here?
Yes.
You can't leave until I turn the music down.
Oh, you're right. I can't.
It's,
I'm trying to.
it's like Dr. Seuss spell,
I'm,
you know?
I'm trying to, but I can't leave.
Tell me the truth, Gina. You guessed on all of those.
Totally
You didn't see those movies. Okay, Johnny, you're free.
Thank you.
You're released. The day.
And it's brought to you in part by a grilled chicken Caesar salad.
And prices clearly listed at VWLayton.com. They have calculated all of their leases and monthly payments right down to the penny on all new Volkswagens at Volkswagen Layton.
Boner candidate number 1, is there any way this won't be Boner of the Year? Apparently not. Apparently it will be Boner of the Year. It easily beat the second one.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Baby throwing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't know how. You're right. You probably shouldn't have put it up there.
Well, I
probably
thought
should have
about
done it
that.
in the news and said, this is too gruesome for...
I mean, there are some times when some boner candidates are nuclear.
Yeah, this one is, it's almost unbeatable, but it'll be interesting to see.
Mm-hmm.
It certainly wins Boner of the Day here.
All right, and of course, yeah, it's Boner of the Day for today, June 7th, 2021, now qualified to be of the week.
Yeah, Florida man, but not Festus.
Oh, I texted your boy the other day.
Oh, you did?
It was over the weekend, I think it was, because, I just texted him, Metro Diner for breakfast in Jacksonville.
Oh, the tips?
That's the nation?
Yeah. And he says, no way, we actually just went to breakfast on Memorial Day and loved it.
No way. Oh,
my God. It's a couple of teenage girls texting each other.
So they have a pond behind their house.
With an alligator, I'm sure.
Well, and I said, you know what that means? You're going to have a gator. There's just...
Well, and certainly skeeters.
Yeah. But they have yet to have a gator sighting there. They're disappointed that so far no gator. But there will be one. If there's a body of water, there will be gator.
Well, and they move around from place to place. They have I read somewhere that they have sort of set migration patterns. Alligators, they kind of go the same, but it gets all thrown off because of all the urbanization.
People get in the way.
Yeah, roads and things like that. It's
because I remember last time we went there to go to Harry Potter World and all that. Like there are places where you can't park on the side of the road because there are signs that say, "Don't park here." Alligators, there's ditches and stuff on the side. You can't park on the side of the road.
I know. I went to lots of closed area with water, and they were just so inactive. They didn't do anything. They looked and people. It's like people would throw garbage on them. They'd sit there with garbage on their backs because people would throw popcorn. I know, but and the gators didn't move. They just
we've given up.
Yeah.
Like Carrie was saying, living in a place that's actively trying to kill you. So when Festus and his wife moved into their house that they're renting, I said, so what comes with that? Do you have to mow your own lawn and all? And he said the only thing they said is you're responsible for your own pest control. And Festus's wife said, well, we should get on that. And and Festus said, well, no, we'll wait till there's a pest to control, and then we'll call them. And I said, no, listen to your wife.
Yeah.
There's a reason they go out of their way. By the way, pest control is your own problem. That means you are going to have pests that have to be controlled, and you want to get out ahead of that. Don't wait till there's a problem.
Well, the management must recommend something or some place or.
Yeah, and that's what. And he said, "Well, I don't know what to say. We need pest control." I said, "They'll know. You'll call and say, this is my address,' and they'll say, oh yeah, there we need to control XYZ."
Well, the snakes, the big snakes are up in that area.
Whatever it is, but don't wait until you encounter the big snake,
bears
or cockroach or whatever it is.
Yeah, that's where the bears are. The bears. Yeah, Florida's what a weird place. It really, some of it. I mean, it's like being in another country a lot of times. It's just like,
yeah. Well, they have their own rules and laws, and they're weird.
Telling you, Florida's going to be big someday. Big. Really big.
All right, we'll take a break, and we will crawl towards the exits coming up after these. Stand by. RandLife.com.
Listen, I have refinanced my mortgage twice now with Rand Life. Why would you do that? Well, I did it to save money. And Rand Life was able to save me money both times I did this. So if you have a mortgage and you've had it for a while, you might want to check and see what the rates are and see if Rand Life can help you. And all you got to do is give them a call. They're experienced loan officers.
Their destiny among the stars. While things have changed, one constant remains. The need for young men to forth and to work aboard. This is the tale of two such men who have answered the call of their general authorities and are embarking on a 2-year mission to spread the gospel throughout the galaxy. This is the story of Space Elders! Today we find our elders tracking on the ice planet Hawk. Oh, man, it's cold out here. Why is it so cold?
It's an ice planet, Lehigh. What do you expect?
I'm sure glad my mom sent me these mittens.
Peter Hansen has sent us to some pretty dismal places before, but this has got to be the worst. I hope that this Wampa fella lets us in and offers us some piping hot postum.
You know, these tauntaun thingies smell funny, and they're just not very comfortable to ride. I wish our hyperbikes hadn't frozen up. Let's see, third cave on the left, just a second snowdrift. Yep, this must be it. Hello? Hello, Mr. Wampa?
I don't suppose his first name is Willie, do you? See, Willie Wampa. What? Hello, anybody home? Hey, pal, that's my ride home you're having for lunch.
You must be Mr. Wampa. Hi, I'm Elder Christensen, and this is my companion, Elder Jensen.
Hi.
We represent the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
You know, the Mormons.
Look out, Butch! Oh, man, he knocked you down. That's going to leave a mark. Excuse me, Mr. Wampa, all we want is just a couple minutes of your time. Oh!
Oh, man. Where am I? Oh, heck. Hey, Lehigh, wake up.
Oh.
Wake up.
Oh, what in the flip?
This is just great. Here we are, hanging upside down, stuck to the roof of a Wampa cave, our feet frozen in what appears to be Wampa spit, while my ride home gets eaten by Mr. Wampa out there.
Yuck, I don't think the Wampa spit's ever going to come off my wingtips. Hey, there's somebody stuck to the ceiling behind you.
Huh? Hey, it's that farm boy from Tatooine. Hey, Luke, wake up.
Huh? Ben?
No, not Ben, it's me, Butch. I don't suppose you got a plan to get us out of here, do you?
If I could just reach for my lightsaber. There. So much for the element of surprise.
Hey, look, your dad, Darth Vader, cut off Lehigh's arm with one of those. Cut him some slack.
Will Butch and Lehigh ever escape from Wampa Cave?